What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all?
Oh, oh,
What's
Oh,
going
now.
down, man? Listen, we are the Cigar Avengers, man. Of course, y'all know how we rock. We always come on, introduce ourselves, all that stuff. I'm Cigar Head Fred, and we got Stogie Brody, and I'd like to introduce our newest Avenger to the panel, Mr. Anu, Mr. Sartorial Tobacconist,
yes,
my guy.
sir.
What's up with it, bro?
I'm blessed, brothers. I'm blessed, man. Another day getting the money on. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's it. All is well, brother. A little tired, but
Gotta
we
keep it pushing,
striking
brother.
we striking back. That's it.
Yeah, that's a
Yes,
bet,
Lord.
man. That's a bit, bro. Man, listen, we are. I'm gonna use Mike Tyson's favorite word. We are ecstatic to have you on with us.
Aesthetic,
Oh
aesthetic.
man. glad to be here, gentlemen. Fuck with what y'all do, man. I fuck with what y'all do.
Oh man,
Fuck
I
Oh
with what
man,
y'all
appreciate
do.
it,
bro.
bro. All
Keep
right,
keep
check it
doing it.
out. Listen, man. Listen, I want to ask y'all a question because there was a lot of stuff going on, especially with people that didn't understand what dandyism was. So I know the Met Gala. Shout out to the Met Gala, man. Met Gala, bro, it was a hell of a presentation,
Yeah,
and
brother.
to me, it was a fantastic representation of what true culture of Black dandyism was. So, as you can see, that hints, as you can see in the background, who we got in the background. For those who cannot see who we got in the background, shout out to one of the artists on Instagram. He made a Muppet version of Andre 3000. He has the famous piano on his back, and of course, he just Andre 3000 as his normal style, bro. Like that's what he do. That's what he
Yeah.
do. So I got a question. So when we can start off with Anu, bro. What do you think? How do you think? Um, how did everything go in your eyes, in your perspective of how the Met Gala went?
Ooh, it's loaded. All right, so by formal education, I'm a costume designer. So that's what I went to school for. Uh Costume design. Um College, you know, did speech and theater, MFA student at the Academy of Art, particularly for costume design.
Mm-hmm.
I identify as a dandy. I think what happens, like most shit that happens with black people, is the
Let's
moment
go.
some the moment sometimes gets a little, it gets really emotional for us, but
Mm-hmm.
then we forget a lot of the business that happens up under that props a lot of this stuff up. The looks, you know, were beautiful. I expected nothing less. But I think the undertone kind of conversations were where were the black designers? And people were like, oh, it's not enough black designers. We started seeing like Alexander McQueen and a couple others, but then we didn't see a lot of other black designers. We didn't see a lot of the black stylists. We didn't see a multitude of looks, and I think that probably caused some feedback. I think it went well, but I also think it sheds a light on just some time that we should spend outside of this, kind of necessarily, celebrating the looks of fashion. Because some people don't agree with the term dandy. That's
Right.
something I'm from Mississippi. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think the term dandy in some ways has been, synchronized with pimps, uh, underlord, uh,
Right.
fashion
Right.
generals, that type of thing. But then on the opposing side, uh, dandyism is kind of this caricature of European elitism, that
Mm-hmm.
people
Mm-hmm.
take on, and that montage, and necessarily just how black people have chosen to express themselves. So,
Mm-hmm.
I always look at the conversations deeper than just what we seen. All in all, Uh, I think it was impossible to include everybody in the Met Gala. This particular thing that needed to be included. Uh,
Right.
I thought a lot of the people that needed to be there were there though. At the same time, like Dapper Dan, I'm glad OG finally got his shine. You know what I'm saying? On
Right.
the subject matter that he's kind of pushed through for the better part of his career. Uh, got some good and bad reviews, but if I had to rate it, the whole experience,
Hmm.
I probably would say like B minus.
B minus. I mean, honestly, B minus. I'll take that. B minus is actually still pretty good.
Yeah.
Still pretty
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Still pretty
B
good.
B minus. You know, I was glad to see Rocky do his thing. That's the fam.
Hmm.
Uh, so even right now, I'm wearing some of his the Mega Club Master Ray-Ban collab. You know what I'm saying? That's what I got on right now.
Yeah.
As him being the new creative director of Ray-Bans, you know what I'm saying? So got these from him. So supporting the fashion movement. I just think it goes a lot to say about the work we need to get done. No matter what genre, what industry we're in, it's I don't like it. I don't like the fact that we have to wait until someone allows us to celebrate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't like the fact that because people start feeling left out when they can't participate in moments like these. You
Right.
know what I'm
Right.
saying? Uh, even I was caught myself getting a little, little pissed because I ain't gonna drop the names of who my cigars were physically on the runway at the Met Gala with
Wow.
none of my labels on
Uh,
there.
Wow.
what?
That's crazy.
Uh, I got that news kind of third party. But
Right.
they just go to show uh the reach that you can have. But I also just being able to celebrate that type of stuff outside of events like that. Because I understand coming from the fashion industry, like being a person that's like been a student of this particular game, the business of it and what it's actually for. And then
Hmm.
and the celebrities that participate, you gotta think about it, man. Them tickets 175,000 a
Right.
ticket.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They, yeah.
And
Mhm.
They for sure. They'll grip.
yeah, yeah, but it's a fundraiser. You can't pick, you can't decide, you can't decide if you're gonna go yourself. Someone has to, come at you, and then you don't even choose your fit.
Right.
Like I was a little pissed off that, LV at the time chose to put a brand on Dolce face like that.
Hmm.
That kind of pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't like some of the looks. They made her a billboard for Louis Vuitton, but then they kind of let other artists kind of breathe a little bit. Everything she had on was print, 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 print. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But just like with everything else, you got to do the work outside, and you can't wait for somebody to give you an alley oop for an opportunity. You kind of got to create it for yourself.
Right. I feel it. I feel it. We got a cigar question here from our brother Richard. Have you guys got your hands on the new Perdomo Legacy sticks yet? Nah, man. Have they dropped already? Those cigar the new Perdomos dropped already?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hmm.
Ask me nothing about no Perdomo.
I have no clue, bro.
Oh man, that's crazy. Oh, for those who don't know, this is a we are smoking Cavaliers right now. I'm smoking the new Inner Circle, the green jacket by Cavalier.
Okay.
Shout out to Cavalier.
Got the a little Elegante, the white series.
Hmm. And for those who are just coming in, we have to introduce you to our newest member to the panel, the sartorial tobacconist himself
Yeah,
in the
brother.
flesh.
Wesley. Oh, thank y'all, man. Thank y'all. Thank
Hey,
y'all.
for sure, man, for sure. But
So
bro,
y'all
that's
smoking Cavalier. Okay, I like them.
Yeah.
Like that.
Listen, I mean, honestly, when it comes to like to the inner circle line, I enjoy these. I haven't had a bad inner circle cigar from them.
Hmm.
I have had maybe a couple of because I mean you get that in cigars sometimes you get a couple of duds, but most of them have been a very enjoyable experience. And this one right here, I think this is their newest one. The green
Yeah, the
jacket,
green
their
jacket.
newest one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is their newest one. I think this is supposed to be a golfer cigar. I'll be reviewing it soon. So what up, P Row?
Man, get on in here, brother.
Yeah, P Row need to come on up in here, man. But
Y'all boys done
Mhm.
start asking them folks for money. Yeah.
huh?
Y'all done start asking these people for money yet? Who shit y'all be smoking?
Mm.
Hell
Oh yeah,
no.
I got man. Hell, we gotta stop that shit now. we got to we gotta start telling them motherfuckers to send the bread. Cause let me tell y'all boy right now, you gotta start telling them people full stop. You gotta start getting the money on, man.
The
But now
man.
all seriousness though, man, that's a great and when I said I like what y'all do, I'm gonna make some caveats to just kind of tell you what exactly do I like. And this is on par with the Met Gala conversation. All right, so the business piece under the Met Gala is what hold up the Met Gala behind the scenes. So we all know the Met Gala. If you don't know the Met Gala, say you got the Costume Institute pretty much do a fundraiser to hold up
Mm-hmm.
various philanthropic efforts, you know what I'm saying, for, memorializing, fashion and museums and other stuff that's just in the costume era. All right. Which is why the Met Gala is typically very costumey far as the approach. All right, cool. Well, designers spend a lot of money in their marketing budgets, of course, to advertise and showcase their design prowess with the largest kind of personalities that they can kind of bottle up for this one experience. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Alexandra McQueen, a pick two or three people that they think fits with the theme, fits with the particular designs, you know what I'm saying, etc. And they run those people out here. Okay, the same thing works in the cigar community or the tobacco community. Very, very small community. The fashion community is not as big as people kind of make it seem to be. It's a couple major fashion houses, very similar to it's a couple major tobaccaleras, you know what I'm saying? And then you have brand personalities. You got the tobacco farms and manufacturers, then you got the brand owners, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the retail shop owners, and then off to the side, you got the cigar media, very similar to how in fashion, you got the design houses, you got the
Mm-hmm.
designers, you got the stylists, which would be like the retailers, kind of people who influence that. And then out to the side, you got your media pundits, your GQ magazine, your rakes, your Vanity Fairs, your Vogue magazines, that whole thing. What y'all are doing with reviewing cigars, gathering community around particular cigars that y'all enjoy is a thing that I have been trying to tell people since I've been in the game, that the media component of this is huge. Here's the key difference between the fashion community and their media and the cigar community in their media is most of the cigar community's media do not get paid to talk about this stuff. They essentially y'all pay for cigars. If we lucky, in most cases we get given the cigars, and
Mm-hmm.
then we smoke them and we make reviews within our respective community that directs and orients people's sales. It decides if a
Mm-hmm.
retail location is gonna pick up some shit. It decides if a person who shops online is gonna go buy the cigar at least one time online. But then what does the people who are constantly doing this week in and week out getting from this? In most cases, shit. That gotta change. Cause here's the piece. Let's just say right now, y'all didn't have a good experience with what y'all was smoking right now, right? And y'all said, okay, it's trash. And then you said that you got multiple people on the stream who's coming in on the stream. I'll be like, oh damn, Cigar Avengers said it's trash. All right, Cigar Head Fred, Stogie Brody said it's trash. Well, I trust them, so I'm not gonna go spend my money on it. Now, if somebody
Hmm.
give me one in the lounge, I'll smoke it because I don't want to be rude. But let's say they
Yeah.
smoke it and then they find out they like it. You know what I'm saying? After getting given it, but it stopped the purchase. Well, that's harmful to the brand who trying to market the product. But what if it was good and in your local area was able to the shop said we're gonna buy $10,000 worth of this order, but then what do Cigar Head Fred the Stogie Brody get from this? Nothing. Just a little high five. You know what I'm saying? Somebody get past you a little bottle in the shop and say, man, good looking. One of these
Right.
brand owners will come tell you, hey man, I loved your review. Thank you for your review. Ray Lewis cigar is trash. I mean, I'll go. I mean, it's
That
trash. It's
mud
garbage.
trash, bro. That
It's
mud
garbage.
trash, bro.
That bitch, it's garbage, man. I mean, I'm
It's
not gonna make a,
garbage.
and I'm not gonna hold my tongue. You know what I'm saying? It's trash. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is.
Yeah,
It is.
Uh,
it's very
and it's a
much so
couple more.
trash.
It's a lot of more stuff that's trash too. But we'll get to that as that come. But he brought up the Ray Lewis cigar, so I'll go on record saying that bitch trash.
It is.
Yeah,
That bitch
it's
trash.
certified. It's trash. But you know what I'm saying. All right, but think about that. So now the question becomes going forward, fellas. Going forward, you got to look at your sales and what you're doing as a marketing entity. We should tell you about the celebrity cigars. Well, yeah, that's a great. But see, look, this is the part that's fucked up about that. The part that's fucked up about that is some of the trash, Big Papa, trash. And we can just go name any cigars. We can go down, and trash. And the reason why they're trash is because they're it's because people not trying to actually make a development of a cigar. They only trying to get rid of what they already couldn't use already. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
instead of calling it a factory throwaway, you know what I'm saying, where they just try to reject so they can just get it wholesale it, these companies not in a position where they can throw away 80,000 cigars. You know what I'm saying? 80,000 cigars. So they'll do a one off. So they'll say, okay, we done got five, we done made 10 blends, only two of them gonna come to market. We done did that 3 fiscal years in a row. And then now we still got these 80,000 cigars that have been sitting over here in the cut. Fuck. Okay. We got it. That's a couple $1 million that's still sitting in the factory. We gotta move that. We gotta move that. Too good of a cigar to be a reject, but not good enough to push it through the PCA and make formal releases and hoping some buy-in, and it won't survive the test of reviewers. You know what I'm saying? Uh, but the reason why I say Richard, he say see them at the cigar store, but it's very pricey. Well, here's the catch: they just trying to do the clearance. You know, sometimes you will see a TV at Walmart that bitch say 60-inch 450 Black Friday, but right before Black Friday, the TV will go up to like 650 and then it'll come right back down to 450 during Black Friday. They really selling it to you
Mhm.
at original price. But I know this from experience. I did it when I was a store manager at Walmart back in the day. I marked them bitches up 800, $400 TV, marked it up to 800 so I could bust it
Right.
down and say rollback price for Black Friday. Somebody said, oh, I got a deal. All right, you know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Well, the whole point of these celebrity cigars is most of the times they just trying to get some product back, some income back. So they run it through a celebrity, get a little one-off cigar, and they'll
Hmm.
do it, give it a little marketing campaign behind it because it's your favorite baseball player, favorite rapper, favorite whatever the
Right.
fuck. Give you a little cigar. You buy it once, you say it's trash, or it ain't good enough to buy again, right? Well, they don't want you to buy it again. They actually don't have it too for you to buy it again. So they keep the distro chain slow enough where they can just keep pumping them into the community. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Until they got all of them out into the retail shop. Where if you want to bust it down and say the cigar $20 and you're gonna sell it for $8, you got it wasn't them though. And then they on to the next project. That's what's going on with the celebrity cigars all the time.
Facts. Now for those who don't know about Brother Anu, now listen, he's a fifth generation, correct? Fifth generation
Yes,
tobacco.
Lord. Yes, Lord.
Fifth, he is a fifth generation tobacco, so he's very knowledgeable when it comes to cigars and even how to roll cigars as well.
Yeah, I'm a
So,
farmer, tobacco farmer,
mhm,
primarily. Um,
see,
been growing tobacco, you know what I'm saying, my whole life. You know what I mean?
hmm,
Not necessarily just exclusively for like premium cigars, but cigarettes, dip, snuff, chew, you name it. You know what I mean? All
yeah,
right. And then I took it on as a vocation of my own to go into the premium side. So when we started talking about the business undertone, this is very similar to the dope game. And if any of you done ever sold a dime sack or whatever, some whatever you done sold, this is the same game, different product, all still regulated. The business side of all of this counts just as much as the enjoyment piece. And I try to preach this on any platform I get on. If you good enough at it, like y'all take y'all time every Saturday at 6:30 to get on here and talk about the culture, talk about sports and entertainment, but all kind of centered around the leaf. That's good enough for somebody to cut you a check if you can reach a certain group of a certain demographic of people. You know what I'm saying? That's a very, very big point. That's a very, very big point. But also, particularly for, you know what I'm saying, for the community like ours, and I'll give you some terms. I'll use this instead of saying black and white. My Maduro people, you know what I'm saying, or sun-grown
hmm,
people, that'll be
hmm,
us, sun-grown Maduro people, you know what I'm
hmm,
saying? All right. And then some Habano people for my Hispanic culture, and then your Connecticut, your shade people, you know what I'm saying? All right,
hmm,
Connecticut, you know what I'm saying? All right, all right, cool. The sun-grown people, there's there's this overarching thing that everybody knows that we're the fastest growing piece in the cigar community. We're the fastest growing consumer on
hmm,
all sides. MMC.
yeah,
And if y'all don't know what MMC is mass market cigars.
yes,
Mass market cigars for those who listening. So examples of mass market cigars would be Backwoods, Swisher, stuff like that. Garcia Vegas, Phillies, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. All right. Black and Miles, anything like that. All right, that's mass market cigars. And then even over here to next gen products like your vapes and all of that, you know what I'm saying? That's next gen products called NGP. And then you go to the premium side, then that's the premium side, the premium market cigar, premium cigars, if you will. All right.
hmm,
All of them, the fastest growing marketplace is black people and women. All right, black people and women, but we're the most underrepresented group of demographic of people on the marketing side, on the brand development side, and even representing brands. So where is the charge here for the Avengers and for anybody else that's trying to build a business? If you are a tastemaker for this type of stuff, you
hmm,
should be compensated for this type of stuff. You can take the Wallow and Gilly moment. All right, cool. You can be you have an enthusiast element to this because
right,
you just genuinely like the cigars. Like, oh, I like the Cavalier cigars. I like Foundation cigars. I like whatever cigars you do. Okay, cool. Like them. Like them up to a point to say, hey, there's an opportunity, Mr. Foundation Man, Nick. There's an opportunity, Mr. Whatever the fuck from Perdomo. There's an opportunity here, whoever the fuck from Mr. Patel, sir. You know what I'm saying? To come break bread with us, to 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 break bread with us, where we can continuously keep this kind of content going.
right,
Because the cigar fuck the StreamYard app subscription service ain't free. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
all of this shit ain't free, brother love. So if you want us to keep putting out content that suggests your product is better than others on the market, we ain't asking for $1 million. But that little couple 500 to 1,000 to start, you know what I'm saying? For starts, you know what I'm saying, will definitely help. You run that $500 to $1,000 play across your 20 favorite brands, that's a check.
There
That's a
you
nice
go.
little check.
Facts.
That's a nice little check.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a nice little
Facts.
check. That's a check. But not only are we gonna say, hey, a 500 to 1,000, we ain't being greedy. We ain't being greedy here. We ain't being greedy here. But
Right.
also, if I shouldn't have to pay for the shit I'm reviewing, neither. You know what I'm saying? Send the team a couple boxes of such and such. You know what I'm saying? Just for smoking pleasures only. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still gonna be honest. If it's trash, I'm going to go on record saying it's trash, and you're still gonna pay me the $500 to $1,000. You know what I'm saying? You got to. You just
Right.
got to pay.
True.
All right. When more people start doing that, because cigar aficionados, cigars and spirits, tobacco business, all of these magazines get paid money. If y'all don't think that they get paid money, we just gotta knock it off. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
for sure.
We gotta knock that off. We definitely know they getting a strong bag. All right. And that's the piece, guys, that at this point, especially since y'all done brought me on the game, I ain't gonna tell y'all nobody. All only thing I'm gonna do is say it's good or it's trash. If it's good, it's good. If it's trash, it's trash. Any other comment, I gotta get a check cut.
That's it. That's
I'm gonna
it.
leave the rest of it up to y'all. Now, y'all want to be like, hey man, I get a brown pepper, Cajun vanilla abstract and burnt leather. You know what I'm saying? You say, yeah, you say I'm losing money producing cigar unbanded. Hell yeah, you losing money, brother love. You
Hey,
losing a fuck ton of
hey, shout
money,
out to
brother.
Peter, man. Shout out to the
Yeah, hey
unbanded crew.
Peter, you're losing a lot of goddamn money. And you should quit it. You should knock it off. You should call them people on the phone and tell them people, hey man, I'm not trying to become Bill Gates over here. I'm just trying to make sure occasionally once a quarter I can eat a steak or something. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know what I'm saying? I just want to eat a little steak occasionally. You know what I'm saying? Your opinion. What do you think? Why do you think cigar media is so censored on YouTube? Well, because YouTube, we having a battle with the FDA
Yep.
about marketing potentially to underage consumers. So if you look at a lot of this content, that's my charge for all of us on here. Get overly consumed with the business. I'm talking about get so consumed with the business, because the business is gonna tell you exactly why everybody's doing what they're doing. It's gonna tell everybody. If you notice, all of the content come out with the Surgeon General's warning on it, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to turn you off from it immediately, or suggest that it's for adult consumers where you can make the choice to go against the Surgeon General saying that you can possibly die from doing
Right.
this. All right. But then YouTube they can't run ads against this. Because now when you start thinking about ad revenue, you think about the new Lexus truck that came out. The new Lexus truck that's coming out, they don't want an ad running on their shit saying they don't want to have to put their ad on some content that could possibly suggest that somebody gonna die from consuming it.
Right.
So you gotta slide it in there, more lifestyle. You gotta kind of
Mm-hmm.
like slide, you gotta work it in there. You gotta kind of make it seem like the content is more aspirational than habitual. And what I mean by that is when a nigga get off work and they work at a warehouse, they pissed off at their old lady. They done went and got some irk and jerk. They done went outside
Mm-hmm.
and some Parmesan. They done went outside and fired up one of the Newports. You know what I'm saying?
Problem
Cause they
solved.
cut, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Cause them niggas stressed. All right, cause they stressed. You don't want? Do you want a Lexus commercial on top of the stressed out warehouse worker content? No, you don't. No, you don't. And YouTube don't want that on the internet neither. But would you rather have somebody sitting back on the yacht talking about how good their life is and talking shit about Stephen A. Smith online while they sitting on the yacht or sitting in a Bentley coupe or wherever? Yes. You know what I'm saying? YouTube is scared 12-year-old gonna watch Cigar Review and walk into a local black and white. Yes, that's exactly what they're afraid of. They're afraid of that. So how you get around that is you build the world around it where it's kind of like I want to be like that when I grow up. Not that I'm gonna sneak out the house and go fire up while my mama and dad went out on a date. That's kind of what that is. That's why you can see in the music, the only two places you can smoke and drink and do and have prop guns and prop money everywhere and mock cocaine and chicks twirling down the poles is music videos and film, because it's supposed to be for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
For entertainment purposes only. Not that I do this every day as my actual lifestyle. Once you start saying that I actually do this every day, it puts a lot of politics that brands can't market towards. So that's why if you see all of the huge cigar channels or any of those, what's my real huge, the ones that got 100K or more, you know what I'm saying? Those people don't necessarily all the time make their content look like it's actually a habit. It seems like it's more their life, like their lifestyle that you can achieve to be to try to get to, or it
Mm-hmm.
looks like it's just some fun that they do. You know what I'm saying, for shits and giggles, kind of how we talk about sports and shit.
Right.
Yeah, just so with everything you do, like Cigars Unbanned and all of them, man, start getting on these pitch decks, man, trying to figure out how y'all can sell and prop y'all sales up as a marketing wing to a lot of these companies, man. You know what I'm saying? That's where you get the money from, and they know a lot of us don't do that. They say only 100K subs only cost $20. I get those emails. Are you talking about far as like them people telling you that you can buy the followers and stuff? Yeah,
Right.
yeah, all right, but I guess that's cool for optics. But when people start wanting that back end, they want to see your back office. They want to see your total watch time.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see, how long people stay on your videos before they get off. And I know in this system you can possibly like fill all of that. You can't run that game on the actual service though. The actual service know what's going on. They got the algorithms and codes and stuff, what I'm saying, to kind of figure that type of stuff out. But
Yeah.
then if you getting them kind of views and them kind of watch hours, you should have those same kind of views or comparable demographics across multiple platforms. Is your shit popping like that on TikTok? If you go look at TikTok, most motherfuckers who booming on TikTok is at least doing well on another platform, whether that's YouTube, Instagram, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? In the
Mhm.
gym, like it's like all teenagers. You know what I'm saying? So that's my free game for the group. Now y'all don't miss out on no money. Now, I told you. Now I ain't telling you some shit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm telling you some shit I know. That's how I got here. I don't like popping my shit a lot, but I'm living good, bro.
Hey, hey, ain't no wrong with it. Ain't no
That's
wrong with it,
good.
bro. Ain't no
Yeah, that's
wrong
right.
with it. But I ain't gonna
Well,
lie to you, bro. It's like that. That's the reason why we brought you on to the panel, because of the fact that these are conversations that a lot of people they try to avoid. They don't want to talk about. On here, we can talk about it whatever, whenever. So just that alone, that's a conversation that that needed to be had. Because I mean, now don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's some people that actually do have this conversation, but not to that extent. You get what I'm
hmm
saying? So, and I think that that's a conversation that needs to be had. Because I know P Rose, shout out to P Rose, our other fellow cigar Avenger. He's working in the business, so he knows exactly he knows exactly what you're talking about and what's going down with it as well. Because he's act like say he on that front line repping and what I'm saying, repping and sitting out cigars and actually, what I'm saying, traveling, trying blends, doing all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? So he comes from, he knows exactly what that is too.
got you
What
got
up,
got to
Piro?
get got to
Hey,
get
peace
to
and
it.
blessings, man. Peace and blessings, everybody. Hey, but the good brother is giving true good game. You know what I mean? I'm on the rep end, so I hustle cigars like I hustle Cadillac cars. You know what I'm talking about? It's just a turnover rate, and just like the big brother said, if you ever been in the street, you know what I mean, doing any kind of hand to hand hustling, it ain't really no different. You know what I'm talking about? You always got
Mm-hmm.
to be able to just to put your ones on top of your twos. You know what I mean, and make sure that you're doing some addition instead of some subtracting. You know what I'm saying? Um, but
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, you got to make everything make sense. What are you hustling for? And you got to make sure that you put worth on your hustle. And coming up with what that worth is, you got like the good brother said, whatever good game that you're giving up for free. You got to figure out what the dollar amount is for that. And not only that, you know what I mean? It is, you do got some cigar makers that's willing to pay that dollar amount because they understand what it takes to actually put those cigars out. You don't see no cigar billboards out here when you drive down the freeway. I can tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be a way for them to get their product and their brand out. You know what I mean? Without, you know what I mean? Without rocking the boat, so to speak, and then being able to operate within the parameters that they can. You know what I'm saying? And within the laws that they can. So giving good game, you know what I mean, to the guys that's actually doing it. Like you said, we spending our own money. We actually
Yeah.
smoking the cigars. We giving a honest opinion about what we smoking. But at the same time, like you said, what is that worth? Once you figure out what that's worth, you know what I mean. You got to stand on it, and not only that, not just demand what it is that you're asking for, but being able to stand behind it. Because what you're gonna do is still give the same honest opinion. It's gonna be an
Right.
up, down, yes, no, right, wrong. You know what I mean? Trash or pass. Period. You know what I'm saying? So, understanding what it is and being able to put your, put your brain behind it and being able to push what it is that you're offering is what it's all about. It's no different than, like I said, cigars hand to hand. You know what I mean? If you got a brand that you can stand behind, the product is worth anything, then you're gonna be able to push it. But at the same time, you know what I mean. You got to be able to understand what it's worth, and you can't go beyond that. Understanding that you got a $3 product. If you got a $3 product, you got to be able to push the best $3 product that's out here on the market,
Right.
regardless of what anybody else think about it. You know what I mean? And I ain't saying push it like it's a $20 product, but make sure that you push it like it's the best $3 product that you got. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's all about understanding what your worth is and having some good game behind it. Like I said, like Anu said, um, you know, it's all about good counsel. At the end of the day, when you got good counsel behind you, you got to pay attention to it, and then
Facts.
be able to put that into good works.
I
Yeah,
listen.
yeah,
I ain't gonna
he
lie
says
to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I emailed 85 cigars and asked for my goddamn money back. Do you understand me? I asked for my
mm,
look. Even though I know I ain't gonna get my money back, but goddamn it, I want. Listen, let me tell you something. I've been trying to. I've been listen. The cigars I've been given, I still haven't found nobody that want that last cigar from 85 cigars. They don't want it.
Oh, Peter does.
Oh, you know what, Peter? I got you,
Give
bro.
give it to Peter.
Yeah,
Cause
I
you know
got
what?
you.
Cause Peter come out with content that's 85 cigar worthy. That's why.
Shit, who getting money? I ain't getting shit.
that's a problem. That's a problem, Fred. That's a
I
that's a that's a that's a problem. That's a problem, bro. Everybody got jobs on here. Everybody got like actual nine to
Yeah.
five jobs.
Yes.
yeah.
Y'all
Yep.
niggas should be
Yeah.
ashamed. Y'all should all be a hoe smoking cigar for a check. That's what I'm saying. All y'all could be doing that shit for a check, bro. Like, okay, bro. All right, so let me give you another example to kind of caveat on what my brother P said. Brother P was talking about the $3 product. You ain't got to market it like it's a $20 product, but it need to be the best $3 product you can do. Let's give y'all a tangible market example, a case study. Tatiana and the Groovy Blue. No matter what shop we go to in the black metropolitan areas across the world, every man who see a woman come up in the shop, the first thing they start thinking about when they want to go buy Shawty a cigar is they gonna go buy her a Groovy Blue. It's a couple assumptions that's happening in this one little section. The assumption is when they not good at all. They're not good assumptions, but the assumption has kept Tatiana paid that women don't no, women don't smoke cigars and they like flavor shit.
Mhm.
Tatiana has never said they never showed up to the PCA. Ain't nobody on no blogs talking about Tatiana.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody wearing no Tatiana merch. But
Mm-hmm.
almost every chick with a little ass in a sundress who done pulled up to a cigar lounge done got some brother walk up on her and try to offer her a Groovy Blue. You know what I'm saying? Which lets us know that hand to hand marketing for these companies is sometimes enough. They not trying to tell you that they got a $20 cigar that's comparable with a Placencia or something. They saying, I got you somewhere you can look like you a player for 525, with this chick. You can buy her 2 of these Tatiana Blues and one little tequila sunrise or Long Island iced tea. You know what I'm
Chat,
saying? Buzz
chat.
down
Tatiana.
Tatiana. You know what I'm saying?
Tatiana.
You know what I'm saying? All right, exactly. And we know this. You know what I'm saying? And we know this. All right. But what happens is we do all of the leg work. We do all of the leg work. The tobacconists, the reviewers, the media's pundits, the salesmen. You know what I'm saying? You gotta literally say, hey man, what do I have? Who's my audience? How many views do I get? How much content do I get? You know what I'm saying? I tried to get my wife to do some hand-to-hand marketing this morning. This is yeah, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Trying to tell
Right,
about that product. It's a good smoke. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well,
You know
right.
what I'm saying?
I'm
you
trying to
know,
see what it do right now. Trying to see what it do.
you know what I'm saying? I like that. You know what I'm saying? So my point that I'm making, fellas, it ain't gotta be hey, y'all ever seen $1 million worth of game before?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
yeah.
All right, so me and Wallow and Gilly was talking about they that's a short smoke, Nick. Hey yo, hey yo,
Yeah,
Bruh. Hey, that
hey
yeah.
yo, pause.
Pause.
so
Super pause.
so as I said, when y'all thinking about this, man, the very first episode, they still do this stuff to this day. They say, "Oh, this episode of $1 million worth of game was brought to you by Big Keisha's pawn shop, man." And then Wallow go into this whole little piece, man. You know, you need to go get you a treat wedding ring for your girl, and you want to look, and na. Okay, y'all can run that play right now with your local businesses that are in your areas right now with a banner run at the bottom where you asking them for 1 minute advertising, and it's a local lawn service, a local, you know what I'm saying, where y'all collecting the check. That's $100 for 30 seconds or $200 for 60 seconds, and y'all get 5 or 6 of them that come up a live stream. Y'all got 20 businesses that doing that month. That's a check. Then you start talking about this episode of the Cigar Avengers, man. Instead of saying Cavalier Smoke Section, they should be giving y'all $1,000 for a Cavalier Cigar Smoke Section. And right now, because especially if you gonna tell them Satori Tobacco is up in here, and you
Mm-hmm.
bet
Let them
you
know.
better be
Let them
you
know.
better be you better be charging something. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
start charging the motherfucker something, because I don't want no motherfucker in the cigar industry to tell me that they can just get me to come do anything for free. Cause once you start doing anything for free, brother, you would do, they'll have you trying to do anything to get paid. Don't let that one go over your head.
Yeah,
You know
true,
what I'm saying?
true.
If they know that you would do anything for free, they'll have you doing everything or anything to get paid. They'll have you out here begging like you not worth it. But then if you do the opposite, we got to kind of get over being cool with celebrity personalities. See, I don't give a damn about being cool with no celebrity personality. I don't give a damn. I don't care at all. I'm a tobacconist, and I don't let people move me out of what I am. Now, some
Mm-hmm.
people now relegate the brother as being some, really big personality. Yeah, I do my thing. Yeah, I pay my dues. All right, cool. And praise the Lord, I've been able to make a lot of bread doing so. But I'm a tobacconist first and foremost. I'm not gonna tell nobody to smoke no bullshit. I'm not gonna sell no bullshit to them. If the product ain't producting, I'm not talking about it. If it's trash, I'ma tell the consumer it's trash. If this cigar don't pair with their palate based on what I got from the customer, I'm gonna tell them that. Like,
Yeah.
I smoke a lot of other stuff other than my own stuff. You see what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? I'm not a cat that just smoke my own stuff. If you start paying attention, all these cigar makers, for a lot of party brand owners and everything else, every time you see them, they got their own shit in their hand.
Got their own
Now,
shit.
now I'm smoking a GTO La Cura right now. I love Doc. Been cool with him. A lot of people don't even smoke
Hey,
GTO.
shout
He
out to
makes some.
Doc. That's some good.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
some good smoke.
Yeah.
That's
I
my
love,
homie.
I love, I love Doc. I'm a like, he is somebody I talk to him about. I love him though. I fuck with him, right? And I like his cigars too. Just so happily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
know. You know Tony Moon.
Now I know him
Yeah.
personally, but man.
Yeah. Tony. Tony's one of my people from up here, man. Tony's good people.
So so I smoke they stuff, but you ain't finna catch me making no commercial out of it. Now, if you want me to get out there and stand on it like Denzel for Blue Magic, they're gonna run you. You got to give me a check. Now, for me to say, you know what I'm saying, for me to, hey brother, I'm having this today. I like dark. I smoked this cigar today. I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But if you want me to stick my neck out there where if the product ain't good or somebody have a bad experience, 'cause what if somebody smoke this cigar and be like, no, that shit trash. Well, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Well, I didn't preference it and say that I like it, right? And it wasn't in a personal environment, it was a business environment once I started suggesting shit that other people gotta pay for. The moment you gotta pay for it, it's business. You know what I'm saying? If I say, hey bro,
Mhm.
Stogie Brody, I got this little cigar I want you to try, bro. Here, man. If you don't like it, you just put it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm fond of it a little bit. You know, it may not fit your palate, but based on our conversations, it seemed like it was something worth trying. Give it a shot. If you don't like it and say anew, I don't like it, you need to email that motherfucker right now. Don't email it
Email
tonight.
soccer.
Email his ass to
Mm-hmm.
email him right now and get this. Think you talking about crown heads ass. What
Oh,
you talking
Crown
about?
Hats. Yeah, that's the new name that they came up with Crown Heads because Crown Heads is mainly really on the merch. They on the merch train, bro.
Oh, okay,
That,
okay, okay. All right, well,
that's
see, but that's good for them because cigar industry swag is trash.
That's
Mm-hmm.
facts. That's
Like,
Yep.
I
facts.
mean, like nobody want to wear that shit. Most stuff that come out in the cigar industry, as far as actual
Facts.
swag, that shit be trash. Nobody want to wear that. It sound like you know what I'm saying. You be
Yeah.
thinking the motherfucker got some diabetic shoes on and shit with his toes hanging out his sandals at the
Yo,
barbecue with with
I
that
got
shit
some
on.
fire merch. I'm just saying, I got some fire merch over here. I'm just saying,
Well,
throwing it out there,
well, you need
throwing it out there.
what? Well, that big guilty. You need to be taking your
Yes,
ass to
sir.
these cigar. You need to be taking your ass to these cigar companies saying, "Hey, man, your shit
Yeah.
trash, and I got you something better
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shit, I can.
for for a check, brother."
Mm-hmm.
For a check, brother. They got marketing budgets, man. Hey, man, if y'all can't get nothing from me, if y'all don't get nothing else from me, y'all can tell you, I get some money. I be trying to get that money
Mm-hmm.
out from there. And I got the best C tier hats in the industry.
Yep. Yep.
Who that is? I like him. Okay, he got who
Hey,
that is?
listen.
Peter.
Hey,
That's
shout out.
Peter, man.
We for sure gonna get Peter. That's you know what I'm saying. That's the brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying.
What Peter got?
We love Peter, bro. Peter funny as hell. And
The
shout out to
cigar
Cigars
collector.
Unbanded, bro. Because really,
Oh,
cigars
yeah. See,
Unbanded, bro. Cigars Unbanded. Like for those who, well, I know you know, a lot of people
hold
know
on.
about Cigars
Fuck you, Peter.
Unbanded.
That's number one. Fuck you, Peter. All right, that's number one.
Peter,
You
good
ain't
people
shit but a
though.
motherfucking hater.
Hey, Peter, good people, and like really,
Yeah, very good
they
people,
they
man.
they have they have a great following. They
Yeah.
have a great show when it comes towards smoking an unbanded cigar. They try to they guess what the cigar is, right? So you get the and I mean these 4 packs that they shout out to Small Batch because Small Batch is the provider for their packs. So I know I said Small Batch on here. My bad. SB for YouTube purposes.
I
You,
know
you
you
know what I'm
put the
saying?
.com behind it, brother.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's
yeah.
it. As long as you put.
But shout out to them because they send out these packs so you get a total of what is 4 cigars? It's 4, ain't it?
Hmm.
It's 4 cigars, and those 4 cigars, and you don't know what you're smoking until Peter puts up the picture. Only Peter knows what everybody's smoking, and they tier it. Everybody in the stream they tier it, and then they show show what the cigar is, and then boom.
Okay, I like that. I got. I haven't. I've heard a lot about it. In discourse and stuff. Checks in the mail for it.
You did a
And
good
so
job.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Thank you,
yeah,
brother.
man. Like and dog. Another thing too, bro. Um, a lot of people kind of go at it separately. Um, this is something that y'all can start doing together. Like Cigars Unbanded, the Cigar Avengers, other groups pretty much coming together like a marketing agency where collectively we're talking about collective numbers coming in. You know what I'm saying? We getting this from over here, this from over here, this from over here, and going at brands. All y'all know who David Garofalo is?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay. United Cigars, man, is a prime testament to the marketing game gone right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Where he's probably one of the more richer and wealthier cigar brand owners in the industry. I would go on record saying he's probably the most wealthiest. You know what I'm saying? All right,
Yeah.
just based on what I know. You know what I'm saying? And this sauce, this sauce is not sauce that's hard to clock if we looking.
Right.
All I'm saying is, hey, start off at the top with saying, hey, I just want to cut what it cost me at the beginning. I just want to cut costs. And then when you cut costs where your business is debt free, it costs you nothing to do your hobby. At first, if it costs you nothing to actually do your hobby, then that's free. Like you think about it, man. Like a rising tide lifts all shit's facts. You know what I'm saying? And instead of trying to network where you here or we here and we trying to go up to somebody who we perceive is higher than us, we start doing this. We start going to the left and right. Now instead of just 5 or 6 people moving this direction, we got 100 people moving towards the same locked on target. And then you start asking for bigger pieces of the of marketing budgets, man. At the end of the day, the biggest problem that the cigar industry is having right now is sales, man. They can't sell. It's not enough retailers to sell all this product in. It's not enough retailers to sell all this product in. And since you're not holding up the retailer has to have the capacity to sell to their particular demographic. If you take like Definition cigars, I fuck with Definition, right?
Yeah.
All
For
right,
sure.
Definition has a strong base in certain places. Reaching out to lounges because I thought, hold on a second, in your opinion, what would be a great way of reaching out to lounges? Because I've thought about trying to promote different lounges is here. Go find the tobacconist in the lounge. The owner sometimes, man, and 'cause that's on probably I'm gonna get back to the definition because that's a better statement. The damn lounges, the tobacconist in the lounge. Pete Johnson said this before that everybody should pay their dues. I think every last one of us, if you have never worked in a lounge, should work in a lounge. Everybody, at least if it's nothing but part-time, it's part of the game. It's like trying to be a referee for a sport you never even attempted to play. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's
yeah,
like you gotta actually attempt to play it.
Right.
And
Facts.
being a tobacconist in a retail location means you're dealing with multiple customers, multiple brands, multiple demographics, multiple
Hmm.
palettes, multiple attitudes, social economic backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? And so the guest said the problem with cigars, they make a bunch of shit cigars and they make you buy too many of those to even carry the good cigars. Yes, a clearinghouse, because they got to get the product off, man. They got too much dope. All right. So where you go first is get the
Tell
relationship with the tobacconist. If you want to know who's the smokers in this lounge, the tobacconists at the shop, if they're knowledgeable and actually care about their job, will be able to tell you, hey man, this is primarily per capita shop that services incomes between $60,000 and $85,000. Now, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? This is kind of our clientele, the bankers, the administrators, and then you got some lounges who facilitate more low end. I say low end, average Joes. You know what
hmm
I'm saying?
Right.
Yo,
Right.
yeah.
warehouse guys,
Local,
first
locals,
responders,
locals. Yeah,
locals,
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
locals. You know what I'm saying? Your people who they, some people come in here and buy 2 or 3 cigars a week. Some people come by the $8 to $10 cigars. Your more economically friendly cigar lounges like cash and carry. Come grab your shit, go. Each one of them got demographics. You should be in them lounges talking to these lounges, trying to figure out what's moving. And it gives me a narrative. People, definition cigars, right? Beautiful brand, really working, really putting
Mm-hmm.
work in. If you
Yep.
start talking about where is if Dallas, Texas is obviously definition's fucking main threshold. They run Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So if you talking
Mm-hmm.
about that's enough to hold the brand up, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But then when you start thinking about if they had to go to Boise, Idaho, is definition popping in Boise, Idaho? I don't know, but I do know who live in Boise, Idaho. You know what I'm saying? And that don't look a lot of like the brand owner. You know what I'm saying? But then if you think about,
All right, Nick.
we should have oh okay. You got so you know you got to start thinking of how do you cross the threshold? How do you cross the threshold? Like for brand, you got brand like what's the name of that? The Black Label Trading Company, right? I like they
Mm-hmm.
cigars.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they got a specific group of consumer. You know what I'm saying? That alt culture, you know what I'm saying? Punk rockers, you know what I'm saying? Tatted up, you know what I'm saying? Cats, etc. Does that appeal to the Cohiba Bahike number twos or the Particle Series D number four, number five? You know what I'm saying? Buyers, probably not.
Right.
All right. So the only way to know this is working with the tobacconists. And if y'all haven't spent the time doing that, brothers, do y'all got local lounges that y'all go to in y'all areas? Where everybody at?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm in Dallas, so Qnoma right down the street for me.
Okay. And
Smoking
I used
jacket.
Smoking Jacket, D&B Cigar Corner.
Mm-hmm.
Used to be a stoop back in the day. I know was out there. Is it still
Yep.
open?
Nah.
Okay, all right. So it's still gone. So Miss Rise and them at the Smoking Jacket, I love them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Tim
Yeah. My
Davis,
my people my people know my people know them. Like it's all like they like family.
bro. Even if you don't actually go clock in at that place, you know what I'm saying? That should be a place that they allow you to come do. Like you should be trying to get up in there and do stuff. Even if you go spend a Saturday and do your live streams up in there, you know what I'm saying? You should be up in there talking to consumers. What you'll quickly find is smoking this shit and selling it to somebody is a completely different thing.
Right.
And then once you sell somebody a cigar they don't like a couple times, then it'll start, but you'll be like, damn, well, why do I like it? And why they don't like it? And then you start asking more pertinent questions and you start finding out. But then you start getting a chance to go back there and look at inventory and see what ain't moving. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because every day you trying to put some money in the cash register, so you only trying to sell what's already selling. Well, that don't
Right.
count. The hard thing is that's easy to sell. If everybody coming for this, then it's hard, it's easy to sell it. It really sell itself. But how do you introduce shit that don't sell in the humidor? You know what I'm saying? Is it due to the fact that they don't know about it? They don't
Mm-hmm.
really know who make it. They don't know if it's a good cigar or not. Do they, that's when you start seeing lounges start saying we got sample packs and all of that other stuff. And some brands don't want they shit being in a sample pack. Like legal
Right.
provider don't want, like Drew Estate don't want a legal in a sample pack, a
Right.
15 a $30 sampler. They
Right.
don't want they shit in a Cavalier, don't want they shit in the sampler. Davidoff don't want they stuff in the sampler. Then you
True
start
Mm-hmm.
that.
having
Not.
all these brands that don't want they cigars and samplers. If you ask Eric Bay or definition, do they want their shit in the sampler? I'm sure they don't want their product in the sampler. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? All right, so but the shop is trying to figure out how to sell it, so they put it in the sampler just so they can move the product, and then that becomes a problem. And I think that's the disconnect between the corporate retailer or the corporate manufacturer and brand owners and the actual retailer. Because they think their product is sexy and it should sell, but the only people they selling it to is the retailer.
Right.
And
Right.
then the
And I
retailer's
tell her,
job.
yeah.
Go ahead, P.
Go. So and just to piggyback on what you saying, like my selling point, man, especially like when I was at PCA, my whole
Mm-hmm.
selling point, man, is that the cigars aesthetically, everything on the shelf is gonna sell itself. What we appeal to is more of a, especially with Banff, we appeal to more of that military, police, you know what I mean, background. A lot of those people are drawn to our products, of course, and we call ourselves badass motherfucking cigars. So we appeal to a different a different demographic, and of course they're gonna come to us. But it's my job as a salesman to come to that lounge and help you sell these cigars. It's not up to you to take my product that you only know, you know what I mean, from word of mouth, you smoked a little bit of, and you know what I mean. Now you got to take the little bit of knowledge that you do know and then go into that lounge and sell it to the people who don't know nothing about it. So
Right.
at the end of the day,
Hmm.
my selling point is that I'm not just finna sell you these cigars. Yeah, that's my hustle. I'm gonna make some money. But in order for me to make more money, I gotta come into that lounge and then I gotta show these people what my product is about. Not only you telling them, not only me being there and telling them, but I gotta give them a total experience about what this product is. So not only just selling them the product, now I gotta come sell the lounge the experience. You see what I'm saying? And I think
Hmm.
that's what brother I knew is saying. You know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
whatever you what so when you start from the bottom, I worked in the lounge, you get a different feel of what kind of people that you're dealing with. Not only, you know what I mean, so and you get to put them in their own pocket. You know what a beginner looks like after a while. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna come in and they're gonna shuffle through product. They don't know nothing about nothing. You know what I mean? They 9 times out of 10, they're gonna touch everything, they're gonna buy with their eyes. You know what a local look like or a regular. 9 times out of 10, he barely coming in the humidor. You see him pull that little pocket of, you know what I mean, those little shooters out his pocket, and they go play
Yep.
cards in the corner. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, he buying $3 Florida Olivas. You see what I'm saying? You get to put them in their own pocket. Then you start getting into the more experienced smoker, and then the people that are a little bit more inquisitive. You know what I mean? Cats like, you know what I mean, the reviewers and the more nuanced smokers. Those are the cats that's coming in looking for something. Now I can sell them cigars because at the end of the day, they're not looking for the same box. They're not looking for what they smoked yesterday. They're looking for something either new or something they ain't had before. And 9 times out of 10, when they do that and it's something that they catch their palate, I ain't got to worry about selling them no more cigars because that's the person that's gonna come in, pick my box up, look at the box date, and he gonna take the whole damn box out the door. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's the cat that I'm appealing to. Not only that, that's the cat that's gonna sit in a lounge and he gonna school everybody on what he's smoking. Because the you know what I mean, the regular or the local cat, he ain't went past his floor day or leave us. And then the beginners, they only, you know what I mean, they at where they at. Either they at an acid or you know what I mean, that's something very mild. You know what I mean? So you gotta appeal to that person that you selling those boxes to, that want to come in, the person that you gotta go over blends with, the person that want to know what a Corojo versus a Criollo is. You know what I
Right.
mean? That's the person that you gotta sell cigars to. The local guy, you gotta kind of convince him, you know what I mean, a little bit more because at the end of the day, he's not gonna bypass his pocket and he ain't gonna bypass
Mm-hmm.
his experience. So if he used to smoking them cafes, Hyde Parks, that's what he buying. You know what I mean? The guy that's smoking them little short portfolios in the corner and he come watch golf all day, that's what he buying. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got to be experienced enough to go in there and know how to talk to him. Hey man, I know you've been smoking them Hyde Parks for a minute, man. Try this. Let me throw this in your hand for a minute. What I owe you? You don't owe me nothing, man. But if you like it, I get you a 5 pack. You know what I'm saying? Nine times
Right.
out of ten, he gonna smoke it because you gave it to him, and he might get an experience out of it. Now you got
Right.
another customer. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to help the brand. You can't just expect the lounge to sell the cigars. You know what I mean? And then when, like I said,
Right.
when you work from the ground up, it is, you know, we smoking Cavalier. Sebastian, man, when he went in sweeping the floor. You know what I mean? If you know his stories, he went into the factory sweeping the floor and worked his way all the way up. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But at the same time, he got an appreciation, you know what I mean, for the brand, you know what I mean, not only for having his own brand, but he get appreciation for what it takes to make sure that product is built and the product gets to the final result. You know what I'm saying? So he sees it a little bit different than just a regular brand owner. It's just a person that's just trying to sell cigars. Not only is his heart into it a little bit more, but he knows the value of what it takes to get it there. And he got a little bit more appreciation for what he's selling. So
Mm-hmm.
he more invested. He not investing into selling you 3-year-old shit. You know what I'm saying? He more invested into making sure he got quality cigars in your hand every time you pick one up off the shelf. So you know what I mean? Like I said, just to piggyback on what Anu said, you know,
No,
when you
that's a
work,
damn good point, brother.
mm-hmm,
That's what I've been trying to say. To everybody I can get, any platform I can get on, man. Is, that's who we, and if the more you know about that type of stuff and dealing with that type of person, then you know who to target. And you made a particular point, P, that is the most important one out of the one all the great points you made was, I want boxes to move. If boxes
right,
can't move, if boxes can't move, it don't, the one offs, the two offs, you know what I'm saying? Those, that's cool. and that'll keep. That's like somebody coming in at McDonald's and ordering some 2 apple pies, but somebody coming
Right.
there and saying, "Hey, bro, let me get 20 Big Mac combos." Now we cooking. So, each Big
Right.
Mac got two 10 patties on there, so we can run through a
Mm-hmm.
whole box of 10 patties. You know what I'm saying? In one shift. That means we ordering more boxes of this stuff. The
Right.
Right.
boxes is the hard part to sell. You know what I'm saying? That's why the cigar brands are making. If you want to carry Liga, you want to carry whatever they top thing is, Opus or whatever. You got to commit to a whole portfolio of brands like that,
Hmm.
that they have in order to. They got to get some buy out of you, but it's hard to
Right.
sell the Nicaragua more over the underground 10 year or whatever. So
Hmm.
it's all they different specialty products. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where the open low hanging fruit for a group like this is, because now when a young tobacconist is in the smoking jacket and Miss Roz come out and say, "Man, what's new out here?" That we can
Hmm.
get, because she too busy making sure that the permitting on the building is right, the
Right.
ventilation
Right.
on the place is right. You know what I'm saying? So she worried about making sure her locals are having an experience to keep her open. But
Right.
Right.
you know what
Right.
I'm saying? So she want to know what's new out here. Well, then the tobacconist is like, well, damn, I'm really only smoking what y'all have here because I'm always here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm never really at
hmm
other lounges and stuff very often because I'm always here. I work 6 days a week. And by the time I do that, I just want to chill at the house. So if a rep doesn't physically come put a cigar in my hand, or somebody
Right.
come in and say that this is a new cigar that I'm smoking, one of your locals, then how do you try new stuff very often? That's when they look into a Cigar Fred, a Stogie Brody P, you know what I'm saying, trying to find out what are other people smoking on. So then you should start tailoring content to convince the tobacconists in the local shop, because that's the person who's gonna move the retailer to invest. Now, hey, Miss Ross, check it out. I done listened to Cigar Head Fred over the last six streams. He hooked on this new cigar, whatever this is. You know what I'm saying? He's smoking the Long John Silver, the Captain Morgan, man, by the Stogie Brody. You know what I'm saying? He got uh the hoochie. He's smoking on that hoochie hugger. You know what I'm saying? By the
Yeah.
Sartorial Antagonist. You know
Right.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
The
And this shit,
hoochie
and this shit popping. In the last 10 episodes, everybody's smoking that. I want to try them. Well, Miss Ross may say, well, then, I ain't finna spend five,
hugger.
10,000, you know what I'm saying, on this cigar. But can you get your hands on some? Well, yeah, I'll hit somebody up, but let's just see. And then they bring that little 25 count box in, give it to their regulars, you know what I'm saying? Give it to the person who normally smoke this discerning cigar, see what he thinks. Is this something that he'll buy if it was readily available in the shop? He may say on taste alone, I'll spend $20 on it. Well, other
Mm-hmm.
cat on the corner may say, well, I'm more like an 8 to 12 guy now. If I was between 8 to 12, I'll probably buy it. Well, who's the majority of them people in that lounge to dictate if the boxes get sold? So what we
Right.
really want is the whole box to disappear. We get five
Right.
boxes, five people come snatch the whole 5 boxes. They justify the 10 piece. You know what I'm saying? That
Right.
didn't just that justifies the 25 count box. We buy 25 count boxes, you know what I'm saying? And 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 2.5 boxes lead, that's 10%. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
Right.
saying? You know what I'm saying? That ain't really nothing to hoe out, you know what I'm saying, for a 25 count box, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So I think that's the thing. And even the industry done start moving into the 10 piece boxes, trying to make it more cost effective for people to buy into the brand with the five. I think Calavari does a real good job with that. I think they were the
Yeah.
first kind of brand
Th-
I was noticing that
yeah.
moved to like 10 count economic friendly cigars. And they make some
Very
damn
much
good
so.
cigars.
They do.
But
They do. I honestly, I'm gonna tell you, Kovari to me is one of those brands that's really slept on. I know a lot of people. A lot of people they don't want to listen to me if I say a cigar is good. They don't want to listen to me, which that's fine. I can enjoy them for myself. I can enjoy them for myself because one thing they're not big with marketing. They kind of word of mouth type of. They don't really do marketing like that.
they value brands. They value them the brands you catch in the lounge. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That if you
Mm.
want something nice, it got a very Cuban-esque presentation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Spanish cedar boxes, very classic, not overly complex labeling. You know what I'm saying? They give you what you're looking for a nice price point. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of the everyday smokers is looking for. I'm not smoking the Opus X every day. I'm not smoking a $20 cigar every day. That's just
Right.
even if I did, even if you do got it, it's just not a wise investment or not a wise spend of your time. You see what I'm saying? There's a
Right.
cigar called Pussy Magnet.
It
Uh,
is.
Oh well, I would buy that just cause on the name. I don't know if it's trash. Uh,
What's that? I would buy
he said Cuban-esque. Oh yeah. Like it got the old traditional, the old classic bands. The classic look to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not
Right.
ostentatious in presentation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which holds a lot of value for your purist. It'll make a guy come in the shop who's a purist who like the simple things. It
Right.
ain't a outlandish band. You know what I'm saying? The Vitola sizes are never too
You
big. You know what I'm
you're not
saying?
you're not gonna see flashiness like this, on a Cavalier like that.
Yeah, but even
it.
that band is still has some
Well, yeah,
has a tone to it. But it's
yeah.
very mellow. It ain't one of
Right.
them ones. As soon as somebody
Same
see it in
thing.
your hand, yeah, I like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like,
Right.
what cigars that you smoking?
It's an inner circle.
Okay, insert. Okay, I'm in
Cavalier.
raw cigars and smoke. In the tobacco industry, I'm known as a sartorial tobacconist, fifth generation tobacco farmer, tobacconist. You know what I'm saying? Um, Cigar designer, blender. You know what I'm saying? Roller to the stars. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Overall player. You know what I'm saying? From the Himalayas. You know what I'm saying? The coolest nigga on this side of the Mississippi and the other side.
Yeah.
Touch.
You know what I'm saying? The quintessential definition of lavishness. You know what I'm saying?
Touch. Touch.
Hello, how are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
so for those who just coming in, we like to introduce you to our newest member of the Cigar Avengers, Mr. Sartorial Tobacconist. Which I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna. I've been following you. I've been following you for a while, bro. And I'm like, this man to me is the Andre 3000 of the cigar industry. That's
Well,
how I
thank you,
look
brother.
at you.
Yeah,
That's a very
yeah.
I like that. Thank you. I love three stacks. But man, I love the game. And I'm not one of them people kind of caught up so much, man, on trying to like I ain't no gatekeeper if y'all can tell. You know what I'm saying? I be
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell everybody because there's a power in the economic value of, saying where it ain't one-offs to situations. If it's one person or two people or three people that kind of hold a majority, then it's not a lot to go around. That doesn't build community. It kind of mocks community. I think you got more people on your panel than we do now, Fred. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
we did.
Well, so even being on it, you know what I'm saying, when you extended the invite, you know what I'm saying, I ain't no Hollywood cat. No, that ain't who I am. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah, I mean, y'all got Marvin on here. You know what I'm saying? That's like he one of my mentors, friends. That's my brother. You know what I'm saying? We talk
Mm-hmm.
every day. He's a part of my business. You know what I'm saying? So we get money together, we break bread together. It's like actually my people. But the opportunity also to share what I've been able to build with other folks who building is also the point of it all. And what I was able to do for my own brand has said something to the marketplace in general. Like right now, my personal does the new panelists believe in humidity?
That's AC for you.
That's AZ, bro.
That's a hell of a question. Like shit. If you live in the South, you believe in humidity. So what kind of question is
Facts.
that?
Yeah.
Facts. Like, yeah, we in the
I
South, bro.
live.
Like, so everybody on
I'm
here.
I'm
Well,
up
I
north.
know,
Right.
my boy, but I mean, he come to the South a lot. P. Rowe comes to the South a lot,
Right.
so
But
he
still,
got
I live. But still, bro, I'm in Milwaukee, boss. I live next to a lake.
Oh
I
yeah,
understand what
for
he
sure.
I
I
understand what
forgot, bro. You
humility
do live
is.
by the damn lake.
But one of the
I'm in New
biggest lakes
Orleans.
in right.
Great,
So like
Great
you know what
Lake,
I mean. So
motherfucker.
you know it's the same thing, but it's like so we know what humidity is. So we gotta form that question a little bit better so I can
No,
understand your
he be
position.
attacking Sun because Sun came out with
Literally, yeah,
some.
yeah. The most get high and mighty after they feel they got out of the mud by themselves. Hey, nah, brother, that's but see
No,
here's the whole piece, man. God got a beautiful way, of
Oh, that's my
yes,
guy.
okay,
That's my
yeah,
guy.
I answered it. I
okay,
got you. All right, God got a way of reminding you, you know what I'm saying, not to smell your own shit.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying. So what you do, my whole premise is it ain't really no fun if all of us can't participate. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
right now,
Hmm.
over the last 6 years, I went from there's only two cigar companies or brands on the internet in the entire world that has more following than me. And here are the two. There's Cigar Aficionado and the brand I'm one of the creators for, which is Backwoods, who has more total following. So that's more than Davidoff, more than Rocky Patel, more than Drew Estate, more than everybody as a black man from Mississippi. You see what I'm saying? Who primarily doesn't sell a product directly to consumer, doesn't put products all the way up inside of cigar lounges, packing them out all the time. You know what I'm saying? So how is that? And I didn't have to spend no money on features. I'm not in none of the mass publications or none of that. That's some sauce that we should talk about, and it hasn't been done since, right? And I'm in the mix. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the mix everywhere. People paying attention. Well, the whole point is to tell all my peers how to do the same thing. Y'all my peers. Ain't no one gonna tell me that y'all not. You know what I'm saying? We going through the same plight. We dealing with the same set of shit. We got the same challenges. I just done navigated a couple of them earlier just so I could tell you where the warnings, a pothole there, bro. But come on, jump on the,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
this way, come this way. If you come this way, then we can. I'm telling you now. So please listen to what I'm saying for all my listeners. If you in the game, you do not have to.
Az, watch out, bro. Watch out, bro.
I'm part of the Cigar Avengers now, so my following, they following. You know what I'm saying? So the question is, who got more following than the Cigar Avengers now? I don't think nobody.
Yeah, there you go.
You know
right,
what I'm saying? So, but the whole point, I built it off authenticity, man. I built it off actually doing the job. That's
right.
the piece I want to relate. Do the job, like do the
Gotta do
job,
the job.
do the
Right.
job. Do the job. A lot of people, we talk about being a tobacconist. We talk about this cigar stuff. Like my brother P is actually working in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Like working on the road, beating feet. You know what I'm saying? Accumulating knowledge. What they'll do is, Wallow said, the nothing outworks the work. You know what I'm saying? If you putting in the
Yep.
work, can't
Yep.
nobody stop you from where you trying to get to, because they know that if they can only slow you down. They can't stop
That's
That's
you.
it.
it. That's it,
That's the only
bro.
thing they can do is slow you down. That's all they can do is slow you down. Okay, they can tell you not right now, not right now. But one thing they'll know about P is every day P gonna keep getting up, going put in work,
I'm
keep going
telling
up.
you.
Say
It's
Cinco's mom trying to hand out roses for Mother's Day. Let me be
No.
followed.
Hey, hey, look. I knew, bro. Listen, this whole panel, bro. We got a lot of goddamn like underground comedians, in my
Oh,
opinion. These
I see
motherfuckers
D
is
boy.
hilarious, bro.
I like that. I'm a joke cracker. You know what I'm saying?
A
So,
AZ, you AZ, now you know, Thompson,
Hey,
because you
look,
shed some
bro.
light on Cubans.
Bro,
AZ
hey,
is
all
good.
right, check it
No.
out. So, I mean, bro, we love Az, bro. Az is the type he wake up, he wake up in the morning and buy 50, like he'll have a whole 10 boxes of a Cohiba Behike number 52. Like he love Cuban cigars, bro. Like he has a
Mhm.
fantastic, I'm talking about a fantastic type of, like he has like his whole collection, because he's a collector. So
okay,
bro,
okay.
he has a great stash of cigars. And so
I'm a
okay,
smoker.
he
I'm a
always
smoker.
he
You
always
hate.
has people. Yeah,
He
he
hate
always
me
asks people what his
around his collection. Around his
yeah,
collection is tragic because I'll be going through them. I'll be clipping and lighting because you ain't saving none of
yeah.
these.
That was so. That was so. Man, well, I'm very fond of Cuba, brother. I'm classically trained on cigar making in Cuba, so um, I have a deep fondness for the Cuban cigar market. Um, I love what now, of course, in this current climate, a lot of people now say everybody now. A lot of people now think they have outgrown the hand that feeds them, or they have kind of built the industry around it. And for that, I say shame on them. You know, Cuba has, has preserved a skill that has died in a lot of ways. It's dying actively. People are not making cigars anymore. People, it's a prime example of the conversation that I was telling y'all about, like having ownership and representation and being a light bearer for a particular gift. You know what I mean? Um, and the
Hmm.
Cuban people are super, super resilient people. And I would go as far as saying now the current Nicaraguan cigar boom is, I mean, those are the Cubans. Those are the Cubans who moved there, and who have taken what
Yep.
they've
Yep.
learned elsewhere at home and brought it to this place to make another marketplace. But I love, love, love the heritage style of Cuban cigar brands. I am a purist in that way, but I also do think that in order to preserve the Cuban cigar market going forward, there's going to have to be some leveraging of the modern cigar industry in order to do so. Let me give you an example. Let me just give you an example. Let's say right now, my favorite Cuban cigar is the Partagas Series D. So number five. I love that. Love that cigar. Let's say right now that Cubans are email me and say I'm not getting a dime. Stop smoke. Stop smoking that shit then.
Right. Cut it off.
Nah,
Cut it out.
don't stop smoking it.
We not go, bruh. We not
Don't
gonna
stop
get it.
smoking.
Ace.
Hey,
Recently,
see.
call Dave Laffery, dog. David Laffery. But okay, he asked me about Saj Patel. Okay, hold on. Here I come with Saj. Okay, I got a lot of shit to say about Saj. All right. Uh, let's say that if uh Barack Obama, President Obama, wanted to drop a cigar, right?
Hmm.
If I had to think of a cigar brand that exists in the modern domestic cigar industry, there isn't a brand that can encapsulate the Obama's legacy right now to make a cigar for him. To make a cigar that represents President Obama, he would have to go to the Cuban cigar market in order to do so. You know what I'm saying? In my
Hmm.
humble opinion. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? All right. Well, the Cubans probably wouldn't even do it right now. You know what I'm saying? They probably wouldn't even do it. They probably wouldn't do the collection. But let's say that they did. That the Bahique, you know what I'm saying, they had a remix for Obama, like a runoff for Obama. That would be one of the most sold and sought after, Cuban cigars
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? All time. But it will also mark a turn in the collaborative spirit of the Cuban cigar market, which I think is beautiful. All right, which that's my comment on the Cubans. Saj Patel. I love Saj, the industry killer. Here's the reason why. Now, some people I've heard mixed reviews on how people feel about his cigars. I love them. The reason why I love him is because he plays I love his cigars and I love him as a business mind and person. He's a really good person. Is he's figured out how to be on both sides of the court at one time. It's like Shaq dunking on somebody on the other side and already blocking somebody's shit at the same time. Like he's able to be like some Space Jam. All right. Sarge's retail mind, which I'm not, y'all know the last name Patel. If you looked in, yeah, I've let a lot of Sergeant cigars sit up.
Bro,
Uh,
listen. The only reason why he say that is because he don't agree with when Sanjay's comment that he made on the he was on the podcast. He said he doesn't believe in humidifying cigars. He didn't believe
Or
that.
them,
Okay.
or them, ba- or
So
them
Okay.
that so
base,
that that's why
them
AC
basement
used to be
cigar.
asking about humidity. That's the whole
Okay.
reason.
So
Okay. All right. So I can see why Saj would say that though. And that's a blend conversation. That's one to nerd out about. Just like how the preparation of cigars. I feel like sometimes humidity does alter the initial brands, the blending desired result sometimes. So let's say right now, if I
Hmm.
if I grew tobacco and from the drying, curing, fermentation process. Uh, yes, they do. They humidify them a lot going through curing and fermentation.
Yeah.
A lot of them fermentation rooms are humidified. You know what I'm saying? They're
mhm,
produced. A lot of the curing barns are humidified, and once they put them up and put them in like the in the aging rooms or in the airing where they're airing out the cigars and stuff, these things are still kept at humidification processes, and a lot of them change. He said size out account is here. I say I love size. Um, but here's a particular piece. If you know, like again, the business piece, which is I talk about a lot. Y'all know if y'all don't know who Platels are, look up the Platel family historically in business. You know what I'm saying? The Platels are getting money Indians. You feel what I'm saying? Hospitality, you know what I'm saying? They getting money. Saj has a retail space, so as a retailer, he can not only shop people stuff, he understands the margin game very, very good. Saj don't try to beat somebody on top of the head with margins. Sarge understands the margin game perfectly, but he also doesn't take himself too serious neither, which I do enjoy. Like I do enjoy that a lot. You know what I'm saying? A very classic person. If you spend a lot of time with him, and you know him and love him. But what I do love about him the most is the fact that he has figured out his a sauce that can be duplicated if people paying close attention, and that's where someone like us should spend more time looking at the model, because the model is being represented by a minority. Saj is a minority in the tobacco space. Y'all get what I'm putting down?
Hmm.
He's a minority. It's not a lot of Indians that are being represented in the cigar industry. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those ones. He's taking the strong uh background that he comes from and that his people come from, which is the hospitality space, you know what I'm saying? Retail spaces, hotels, you know what I'm saying? The whole nine. Took that expertise, got a retail location, but also uniquely brought some shit that was Indian. Like he had stuff like with saffron, like saffron tobacco. I don't know if y'all ever had like the Indian herb saffron. Smells amazing, has a lot of medicinal health benefits to it. Look up saffron, Saffron,
one of the
saffron.
Okay.
most expensive spices in the world. It's
Yes,
literally
yeah,
way like gold.
yes, saffron is and it's uniquely to them. You know what I'm saying? It's
What up,
something
Sid?
unique. It's something unique to them, which is a very, amazing hat nod to his culture. But it's also bring the value up on what he's presenting, right? But he's the industry killer, and I like that. Sarge was at PCA with no booth at all. All these people spending millions of dollars and shit on these booths. Everybody at least has heard of Sarge Patel in the premium cigar space. His overhead is super low. Marvin kicking it up in there. Like he has all the right people too that speaks about him. It ain't a abundance of people. It's the right people, the people with the platforms. You see what I'm saying? Speak about
Right.
size because of the hospitality, which is something that his people are very much known for, but also uniquely bringing an angle to the piece. Now, when he talked about humidifying cigars, I believe that that's a hot take because I've said it before. There I want y'all to try it too, though. I want you to try it. Uh, Literally get not Zach Efron.
Here we go. Here we go with the
Not
shuffle with
not Zac-
Jones.
not Zac- Not
That's
exactly
No,
that
not
far.
good for
no,
you.
no.
Not that far.
What we talking about got color. It don't lack color. It got color.
Yeah, it got cut.
Uns-
You know what I'm
Not
saying?
the
Hey, hey,
unseasoned
Earl,
version.
Earl
Not the
told
Uh,
you
unseasoned.
that,
That's Zac
man.
Efron. So now if y'all so like try it for yourself. Just look at do this. Go to a cigar humidor that you trust, like that you know constantly gives you well humidified cigars, right? Pick
Hmm.
up pick a similar country of origin. Maybe that's gonna be Honduran, Costa Rican, Dominican, Nicaraguan, whatever. Pick two cigars from the three cigars from of each from the same exact country of origin. Can be different blends, or it can be the same. It can be six of something, but it's the exact same thing. Sit them in your humidor, three of them in your humidor, and leave three out in your actual neighborhood. Like do I believe in plume? Yes or no? I'll answer that. Uh uh leave them out, leave three out, leave three in. I would say after doing this numerous of times that if the cigars have been well taken care of throughout the entire process, like from seed to curing to fermenting to rolling to box distribution, all the way down to your retail location where it's been nurtured like a plant, that the cigars in some cases smoke a little better without having to keep them in a humidor once they've been bought. I've tried this. Uh Screwed up the cigars. All right, do you have fluctuating temperatures in your home? I come from a home where don't turn the dash past 75. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how hot it is, don't move the air past 75. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Facts.
So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Don't swing the dope. You know what I'm saying? So like
Facts.
Exact.
you can put them in a shoebox or something. Like don't leave them in the dash. Well, and then but then you also got to start asking questions about what did the maker of the cigars plan for the cigars? You know what I'm saying? Some cigars can actually hold up being. I know people who put their cigars in humidity packs with 80-degree cigar packs, yeah, which is I felt like was
Um.
diabolical. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I ain't doing it.
But
It keep killing.
yeah, no fluctuation, variance of 3%, no fluctuation. And you saying it's tearing up your cigars. What country or origin are you trying? Send me the link. Uh, so with that, I've tried putting cigars in coolers, just regular coolers with no humidification packs in. Like just throwing them in a Yeti, leaving them in Yetis. Just don't open them, leave them in Yetis. You know what I'm saying? And I've had some great experiences with it, but I will say that I can't come to a conclusive thing. I have smoked cigars that when they get too moist or too humidified, smoke poorly. You know what I'm saying? Like if you keep them at 72, all cigars can't be in the same box at 72 degrees. All
Hmm.
of them can't be in the same humidor when it's 69.
Hmm.
I think it varies per cigar type, which speaks to something. You know what I'm saying? It speaks to how the cigars have been taken care of throughout. Like I know if I use
Fact.
Agranosa cigars will hold a humidification of 69 pretty well. They hold up pretty well.
Hmm.
But they also kind of make their cigars they're kind of heavy and packed too. So it's
Right.
not gonna
Yeah.
be this very, you know what I'm saying? So it holds. But I've seen cigars like Drew, right? Drew Estate has a pretty shallow draw. I don't want to say shallow in a bad way, but easy on the draw. Where them type of
Hmm.
cigars can't get overly humidified, you know what I'm saying? Because those will
What
get
up, Johnny?
have bad pulls, like bad, you start having a canoeing on some of them sometimes. And even though they're weighty, they're not very packed. They still have
Fact.
some weight to them, but not very packed. And that
Fact.
affects the aging process. So I think some of those varietals kind of come in there. Does plume enhance the flavor? No. Uh,
Mm-mm.
uh here is my hot take concerning plume. I think plume in a cigar humidor means they don't clean their filters.
Facts.
hmm
I agree.
And yeah, and especially if you getting it, if you pick up a cigar that's sitting in somebody's humidor with plume, you got to ask yourself two questions. If you got it out of an open cigar box and the cigar had no cello,
Dust.
I'm it's dust. Like you gotta
Yeah.
that's all it is. Now, if you open up an old box of cigars that's in cello and you happen to have a little bit of plume on it, you know what I'm saying? Now you gotta now you know what I'm saying? You gotta kind of wait, you know what I mean? The circumstances of that. But like I said, if
Right.
you walking into a humidor and you picking up a cigar out of a box with no cello and you see some stuff on it,
Dust.
you this yeah, you gotta
Like
kill it.
yeah. And so all right, so now
It's
all right,
always
okay, so
mold.
cigars and smoke. I wouldn't say
Mhm.
that it's always mold
I'm with
No,
you.
because mold would go as far as saying that they have gotten damp, like
right.
extremely damp.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that it's a high likelihood that it could be mold, but that's when you start checking these people's humidors. You just got to stop for a second, look around. Do they got machines that are constantly blowing out mist?
Blo- right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Out where are the cigars that you picked up in proximity to the mist getting blown out? Do people come in
Mm-hmm.
and constantly wipe these things down? Do they change out their filters? I'll give you the ceiling fan analogy. When you go on your ceiling fan, you be like, damn, what's all this dust up here on my ceiling fan? Where you got dogs in your house, you know what I'm saying? But Kirby just brushes it off.
Hey,
I do
hey,
believe well, but speaking to that, although it may be seeming jest, there is something to that. If you got cigars that are in lounges that are just sitting open with no cellophane, it would be proper to constantly go through and dust these cigars off because we know what's happening. I mean,
right,
we may not discuss this a lot, but
right.
everybody knows what's happening. It's people's walking in with their cigar in their hand, even though it may not
Mm-hmm.
be lit. They reach down. It's a non-lit cigar. Their ass pop off like pop off and it fly around. That's
Mm-hmm.
happening. You know, you got people coming up in here, hair falling off their heads, beard hair falling off their heads. You got motherfuckers in there, nose fucking the cigars, all kind of stuff that's in here.
For
Fingerprints
sure.
going on the cigars. You know,
For
all of this is
sure.
actually, yeah,
no,
this is really,
no,
yeah,
fuck.
this is really happening, man. This is really happening, man.
Hmm.
On a cigar side of me, you know what I'm saying? They really up in here fucking their noses and
Yeah.
stuff. So all of this stuff, all of these different variables inside of the shop can create an environment. Now you got certain cigar shops that want to. They in their mind, there is no such thing as over humidifying cigars. So you know what I'm saying. So they it must be nice to have hair fall out, hair to fall out. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Well,
they got
Hey, shit.
procedures
Don't
now where
worry about the player.
you can
Hey,
get
but
you
that
if
know,
you ain't
hairline. They
putting
Man,
got
come
procedures,
on,
bro. You can get
man.
that
man,
hairline.
no, bro. Listen, man, just put some oil on that skull bone, cuz. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want your head chips on armadillo. You know what I'm saying?
you
Like
know what I'm
just
saying? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man, because you know what I'm saying.
put
Like
it,
all of
you
that.
know.
So I would so to answer your question in totality, I think plume is a myth. I've kept cigars for years. I have the very first batch of cigars that I ever made from 9 years ago, and I have maintained them in a humidor in a very nice, well conditioned humidor, and there is no plume on my cigars, none
Mm-hmm.
at all, no plume. Now, do you have the thing that what I do believe is that happens is that there is a rise in natural oil condensation that the cigar
Yes,
kind of
sir.
bleeds or sweats that
Right.
rise
Yes,
to the
sir.
top and it's like crystallized oils that secrete from the tobacco. That's
Hmm.
what darkens the cellophane, where the cellophane goes from being clear to having
Mm-hmm.
a tint to it. That
Bro.
happens all the time. That's a very good sign of a well taken care of cigar or a
Cigar.
cigar
Yeah.
that has sit down for a while, right?
Right.
All right, I
Exactly.
love that. I would prefer that. Now, if I walk up into a lounge and I see the cigars and the cellophane is dark up in there, I'll be like, okay, that cigar done been in here a long time, but it's also a
Mm-hmm.
cigar that hasn't sold neither.
Right.
Right.
I want that one though.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
want that.
I would
Yeah.
have that.
I
I would
want
have
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me those. Yeah, give me them
Yeah.
for real.
Right.
Those right there have probably been in this humidor 2 years. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And been
Mm-hmm.
up in here in this humidor going through the trials of the humidor. Those cigars tend to smoke great. But plume,
Hmm.
I'll chalk it up to a dirty ventilation system.
Mm-hmm.
I chalk it up to hyper moisture or moisture in the air. You know what I'm saying? Which could be mold. It can be mold.
Hmm.
Right.
If the cigar humidor has this damp smell to it,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Hmm.
that what I
Mhm.
normally do when I walk into lounges for the first time, when I go into the seals of the first door I enter to, I kind of rub my
I
hand
touch
around
it.
the edges of the, yeah, I touch the door.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
if I can kind of get some wetness off my hands, most of the cigars are in here have been, like destroyed. Most of
Yeah,
them.
Facts.
yeah.
Facts.
I do
Yeah,
the
Facts.
same thing. Even me going into lounges, man, that I frequent, or even lounges that I'm about to sell to. Before I put my product in it, I want to go check the lounge out. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm there, you know what I mean, and especially if I'm there to make a sale, the first thing I do, but before I even talk to anybody, is I go to the lounge. Then I'm gonna go to the lounge. I introduce myself. I shake some hands, and the first thing I ask is, "Can I check out the humidor?" They're not gonna, more than likely they're not gonna deny me. They're gonna say, "All right, man, go ahead." But when I open that door, I got one hand with you know what I mean, opening the door, and I got my other hand literally sliding in just to touch the inseam of that door. Now, if I touch that inseam and it feels damp or almost sticky, like, I know that they over humidifying the cigar before I even take one more step in there. I know what
hmm
everything gonna look like most of the time. And now if you walk in there and it feel like a swamp and it ain't really no air moving around in that place, or you walk in there and the first thing that you feel is a mist, I'm done already. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, these cigars taking a constant shower. Now you can guarantee that
Facts.
you picking up a cigar with some mold on it if you walk in and you got just them two variables alone. The first thing I want to feel is when I walk in there, I want to feel like I'm walking in almost, you know what I mean? Kind of like I'm walking, y'all down south. I want to feel like I'm walking from outside into fresh moving air. You know what I mean? Whether
Yeah,
it's
Mhm.
pumped in or not, I want fresh moving air. I want
moving
air that's,
air.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I want ambient, clear, moving air when I walk in.
yeah.
I
Prefer
don't want to feel
fans.
like it's, yeah, in a nice fan, like you said, it got to be moving. You know what I mean? Constantly moving air because that means that everything in this humidor is being touched. You know what I mean? The winds of the gods is touching everything in here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just something that's just sitting still and being saturated with moisture. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next thing I do is I don't go to nothing with cellophane. The first thing I'm gonna do is look for the cigars with no cellophane on them. And 9 times out of 10, regardless, I want to make sure there's one that I'm probably gonna smoke because I'm gonna buy it after I pick it up because that's just etiquette.
Yeah, it's
That's
So
proper
I go
etiquette.
etiquette.
try, yeah,
Facts.
proper etiquette. So I'm gonna go look for one that I want to smoke that I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna take it back with me and I pick it up and I'm taking it and I'm going through my necessary looks. I'm turning it upside down. I'm gonna check the foot of it, make sure it ain't got no fuzzy shit growing out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna run. I want to make sure that wrapper still maintains its proper oils. You know what I mean? If it's a little bit
Yeah.
of, you know what I mean, like you said, a little bit of those sugars coming to the top, and it's a Maduro. I want that cigar. That's the one that I want. It's being properly maintained. I'm taking it.
Facts.
I want to make sure that it's not cracking. I'm gonna apply a little bit of pressure to it. That way I know it's properly humidified. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of
Mm-hmm.
10, I'm
Mhm.
smoking it. I'm cutting it before I'm walking out of the damn humidor anyway. Now I'm taking it.
Facts.
I'm taking that dry pull. I'm gonna see how, you know what I mean, it's really being treated. Now, if I feel like I'm, you know what I mean, I can't get nothing through it. Cool, that's where we at. But if I put that thing, you know what I mean, up, and I want to actually put a lighter to it right away, then I know we at the proper, you know what I mean, we at the proper place. I'm walking out and I'm gonna smoke that cigar. But at the same time, I did all of my homework to know what I'm putting in this lounge, you know what I mean, and in this humidor is gonna be properly taken care of because it's my product that has to be sold. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And, and,
yeah.
and just like you said,
I was gonna say, man, another hack if y'all wanted to, for people who may want to know how to or want to give it a shot. Most cigar lounges give their tobacconists a cigar or two on the shift. You know what I'm saying? I typically walk up in lounges and I'll ask the tobacconist at the front counter. I say, hey man, listen, my first time visiting the lounge, I wanted to go in here. How many of your shift cigars have you had already? You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh man, had one or none. I'm like, okay, well, I need you to touch a cigar for me. I'm in here looking for this. You know what I'm saying? And go over there and let them pick it up. So some of
Mm-hmm.
them cigars
mm-hmm,
ain't even been pulled up or picked up before. Let them touch it. You know what I'm
right,
saying? And then I can kind of like, let me see it. They kind of bring it to me. And if it's one of them ones where I'm not man fucking it, where I gotta I'm obligated to buy it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mhm.
I kind of get them to touch it, to get them to touch it and stuff too. That's one of them. That's one of them things. So like for me, I prefer moving air over mist. Like now you
Right.
can have now, and now you have, and here's some other things too. A lot of people talk about Spanish cedar a lot as you see what I'm saying? I asked them to touch it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
ask them to touch it.
saying? Yeah, I want them to pick it up, let them handle it. You know what I'm saying? So if it do tear up or something, I'm not the one liable. You know, the oh, you break, you buy
Right.
type of thing. Well, you know
Facts.
what I'm saying?
Facts.
All right. But then there's other woods that you can use that particularly where you are, like in the south, deep humidity, huge humidity. There are other woods that you can use that soak up humidity good in your humidor. Those
Mm-hmm.
like pine,
Fine.
cherry,
Hmm.
like old cherry
Cherry,
you would use for like
cherry
Oh,
wood is
cherry
good.
wood.
smoking your
Yeah.
meat,
Cherry
cherry
wood.
wood. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but if you look at old furniture down here, like cherry wood, you know, like absorbs a good stain. You can stain it, it holds for years, you know what I'm saying? Those types
Mm-hmm.
of things. So it can hold moisture in it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So even if I see humidors that like they'll have a little bit of Spanish cedar in the humidifier. Now I think Spanish cedar, in my opinion, does more for flavor than it does for storing. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like it because it redistributes. You know what I'm saying? But if y'all
Yeah.
ever went into y'all somebody old's house and they got their cherry wood or they got their old oak wood in their house, the wood
Mm-hmm.
got a smell to it. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the wood got a smell to it. It's holding a lot of stuff from over the course of time. It'll hold moisture too. You know what I'm saying? So like if it's high humidity and you have bad seals in this place, then I will be more focusing on holding moisture in than letting it out. But then if you got something that holds, that doesn't mean that you over humidify the humidor. To my brother P's point, I want moving air. Anywhere
Right.
moving air is going, because these cigars, a lot of times, 0 to 5 years, there's still six cigars. So let's say right now, the cigar was made in 2025, it released in 2026. These cigars have not had a chance to completely just go through their life cycle of merging with one another. So even once they've been boxed and shipped, they're still secreting ammonia. They're still secreting different things off of them, and that right there, 20 boxes of that's open of unrefined cigars is enough to tear up the humidity. You introduce ammonia to the humidor, that right there will throw your humidity off. It can suck the air out of the place. It can cause the air to be stale. All of this
Hmm.
can forcefully dry things out. You know what I'm saying? You think about if you set some shit, we all know no one touches it. So you know, though all of those different variables, as a tobacconist, you know you kind of start thinking about. But even as a consumer, I would say, man, when we up in these lounges and we see little tweaks, we can always say something, because what we're saying
Hmm.
is this is the reason I'm not buying. It's not because I don't like the brand that you got up in here. It's because that how you're keeping the humidor isn't satisfactory. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
I would go in humidors, man. I've went to a humidor, man, in Connecticut, bro, that only had commercial grade refrigerators in it. It was an old restaurant that they turned. It's closed now because the owner had died and nobody wanted to buy it. But
Mm-hmm.
it had all commercial. The whole humidor was commercial grade refrigerators that with the sliding doors. All of
Hmm.
the whole humidor had about 2,000 faces in there. They didn't put no humidification packs up in these refrigerators or nothing. They were commercial grade. They can keep meat at a particular temperature, meat and fresh foods. Some of the best smoking cigars ever. You know what I'm saying? Some of
Hmm.
the with the internal fans on the inside, where the only thing it was
Yep.
doing was blowing nice clean air through on them and keeping the room at a decent temperature. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of those things kind of affect why lounges do better than others. You can go buy a cigar out somebody's fucked up humidor and you think you don't like the cigar. But really what you don't like the cigar, you don't, it's like a woman almost. Yeah, the woman look better when she with certain people. She look better when she's single. She look better when if this dude treated her better than the next dude. You know what I'm saying? We look better when we got certain women. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, and You may don't like the brand, you don't like how it was treated.
Mhm.
And that say something too. So sometimes it ain't the brand. Sometimes it's the place it was the environment. He says I've seen some mold
Exactly.
growing on the boxes, walk right out. As you should. But what you should do before you walk right out, my brother JD, is tell them
Just
people
go
you're gonna
say
kill
something.
somebody. Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
you're
go
gonna
say
kill
something.
somebody in here. Go say
For
something.
sure.
You're
For
gonna
sure.
kill
Bro, I
somebody.
done
You're
been
gonna
I done been in lounges, man, where you know what I mean. Cats kind of look at me, and you know what I mean. Yeah, and I ain't got no problem with it. You know what I mean. I'm a little bit too comfortable in my own skin to really give a fuck. So like, you know what I mean. You know, it's like, look, man, like come back in here with me, and I don't walk. You know what I mean. Tobacconist right back in there, like, hey, man, look, this whole you got tobacco beetles jumping out the box. Like all of this shit in here is bad. Well, I don't own the place. I don't care that you don't own the place. What I'm saying is that you are the person that's the steward over this stuff right here at this time. So
Mm-hmm.
be a
X.
proper steward. Be
Take
a proper
ownership.
steward. Take some ownership over it. Do something about
All
it.
the
Because at the
owner.
end of the day, yeah. Because at the end of the day, you got to be in here and sell these cigars, and you a representation of what's walking out this door and what people putting up to their lips.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm the person that's got to buy this cigar, if I'm just coming in here just buying sight unseen and being quick about it, if I get back to my car and I look at this thing and I see holes in it and it's mill, you know what I mean? There's mold growing out the side of it. If I feel a certain kind of way, I'm coming to deck you. I ain't decking the cat that got his name on the lease. I'm decking the cat that's
Facts.
in here. So go say something to them about it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
make them
Don't
make them be accountable. They
say
blowing their
something. Hold
product
them
too.
accountable. Yeah,
Cause they blowing their product too. Cause they done spent all this money. They holding the shit bag on this product. They don't want to spend 20 bands on
exactly.
all of this stuff and can't sell it. And they wonder what's going on. But it's a
Exactly.
cat like us walking through there saying, "Hey, bro, don't buy that up out of here, man. They ain't taking care of their stuff." You know what I'm saying? My
But you
brother
know
I ain't
what?
got
said,
no.
I
"Go
also
ahead, go
think
ahead."
in a way, and AZ, we're gonna get to your question in just a minute. I also think that it's also accountable for if you're gonna own a cigar lounge, I think it's proper before you hire somebody that you teach them how to properly run that establishment if they're not there. Because I've
Right.
walked in lounges. I've walked in lounges where like honest, I'm gonna tell you right now. I remember a few years ago I walked in the lounge and the girl that worked there couldn't even tell me what a restroom was. Couldn't even tell me what a restroom
that's
was.
how
So how
that's how it be.
like you know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. I get it. It's you're there to make a little bread. I get it. But then also in the same sense, what that is a GTO?
G, GTO 10th anniversary. I
Yes,
love
Yes,
Lord.
Dr.
sir.
Oscar too. I
Come
Yes,
on
love
now.
Dr.
sir.
Oscar, man.
Bro, damn!
We
If I would have known, if I would have known, bro, I would have brought some of my GTOs out here, bro. But I just brought this for those who. So we were smoking Cavalier. I got to re up my stash on Cavalier. So I smoked the green jacket earlier. That was and I still couldn't really pay attention to it like I wanted to. It was a good cigar though, from what I can kind of pick up from here and there. But I'm smoking this right
right.
here.
Oh man, that's what's up. You got a shark there?
Yeah,
That's
got a
what I'm
good old
talking
shark.
about.
But I think personally, I think you have like you don't have to teach them like everything, but just teach them the basics, especially how to handle the humidity and like the type of humidity that's going on in the place. Because sometimes the humidity can fall out of whack.
Oh
But
yeah.
I think it's it's you have to school these people, especially if you're gonna have somebody working in your humidor on how it works. That's just and
Right.
that's just how I feel on it. But
Some of the people
But
don't
AZ,
actually know they
yeah,
selves.
oh yeah, you right
you're
about it.
right. And like
You right
like
about it.
at my local lounge, man, I'm lucky enough. Like so, one of the owners is she Jen is still the president of TAA, so the Tobacconists Association. Paul been in the business, you know what I mean, for 30 some years. So, but they're cigar heads, you know what I mean. So they know what the product is supposed to smoke like. They know what it's supposed to be, and they train everybody. And they got decent tobacconists, you know what I mean, in there that understand, you know what I mean, what cigars are, not just people in there to sell cigars. So
Right.
that's a big difference. So, but like you said, you know what I mean. A lot of these people, they just own a business. They don't understand what it takes. Cigars is a cigar is a living, breathing product. And when I tell people that, their eyes open up and real big, especially people that don't know nothing about tobacco. It's a living,
Right.
growing leaf. It breathes and it breathes and exhales just, you know what I mean, just as well as any rose, tulip, or anything else that comes out of the God-given soil. So you got to be able to treat it as such. You know what I mean? If you put it in a proper environment, it'll last longer than you on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I mean? It takes that much care to be able to take the, you know what I mean, to take that product and be able to smoke it continuously. If you neglect it for too long, then it's gonna die. Simple as
Right.
that. It's gonna die.
It's a living plant, man. So there's a
It's a
lounge.
living thing.
Darshawn, what lounge is that? Cause
Not
that's the point.
he out there in Ohio. He in Cleveland. If I'm right, right, Darshawn, you in Cleveland, right?
And the reason why I'm asking, and then and then I got like I'm gonna go jump and get throw this suit on, so I gotta get to work,
For
make
sure,
that
for
money.
sure.
So I wanna here's this particular piece, Darshan. I don't know who this particular owner is. This is the thing. This is like I compare this, and this may not be a politically correct um terminology to use for the cigar industry, 'cause I think we actively trying not to be associated with these types of things. But
Right,
the cigar industry is a dope game. I don't care what nobody say. The tobacco industry is a dope game. A lot of people, this particular shop owner who you're referencing is thinking about his cigar lounge like a corner, like, you know what I'm saying, like a corner in the hood where you go get your 3-5 from, and then he don't want you going to shop with Jesse around the corner. Well, all
mm-hmm.
right. Well, in this particular situation, wherever we go patron lounges, we are they clientele. You know what I'm saying? We the people that keep their institutions running.
Hmm.
If people are going to other lounges in the city, there's
Oh yeah,
it's one or
Akron.
two. Oh, in Akron, Ohio. Okay, cool. There's people. If I go to another lounge, it's either because I like the ambiance. It's a different ambiance for the vibe I'm on, a
Mm-hmm.
different level of a different selection that the lounge that I visit don't have that I'm interested in, or a level of customer service and quality and control. You know what I'm saying? Those are one of the three things. You know what I'm saying, that's happening consistently. And as cigar brand owners, retail lounge establishments, if we're not on top of those three, making this the primary choice, then their job as a tobacconist is to try to figure out why you're going to another lounge. If the response is to kick you out of the lounge, they should be closed. They should be closed. Brands shouldn't
Big facts.
sell anything, because think about it. I don't want my cigars in a lounge where the customer can't even get respected enough to find it. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So let's say if that was me, right? And I was that kind of guy that did this. I'm not, but I'm saying now, you should stop going there. You should stop going there. You know what I'm saying?
All
You
right,
should
Brody.
stop. Okay, you should stop. Be safe, brother. You should stop going there. You shouldn't patronize a place that won't allow you to pick an environment that's based on what you want. My thing is to keep it simple, stupid. The who, what, when, where, and why always counts. Who you going to smoke with? What's the occasion? Where the occasion is? You know what I'm saying? When it is and why. All of those things dictate where you go. You take your wife for an anniversary, you take her to a certain restaurant because that feast that feast the vibe. He said his lounge is horrible, no ventilation when he's walking, like you walking into a dark basement, lighting is horrible. See, that's the thing. So he's struggling. So there's a way to help with this. You walk in here and say, "Hey man, I really like supporting your lounge. I believe in what you got going on. But I also want to be able to come here for not only when I'm trying to shoot the shit, but I also want to be able to come here when I'm having my business meetings. I want to come here to choke a toast up for a good day. I want to come get
Right.
some relaxation because I've been a little stressed out at work. Your lounge doesn't encapsulate all of those environments and times for me. You know what I'm saying? So I go to other places. You know what I'm saying? If you did this, I would be willing to stay and spend more money. Now that may not be enough for you to change your opinion and actually actualize on those, but I'm telling you that's why I go other places. If he doesn't hear that and he can't respect that, that's a lounge that should be shut down, because this is what tears up the retail, the cigar market. Brands only do what they think of sell. Retailers do whatever they can to sell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't ever forget that. Brands do whatever they think will sell, and retail establishments do whatever they can to sell. Everybody else in between, consumer and tobacconist, retailer, media pundit, magazine, are the only groups of people that help sway either one of those efforts at any given time. The cigar reviewer, like y'all doing right now, not only are we talking about the retail establishment, we're also talking about the brands who facilitate a shopping experience for the retail establishment. We have a y'all have a very beautiful in between by middle ground that we can't forget. That's why you're important enough to be compensated. You're important enough to be compensated because you can sway either way. You can sway the retailer to include, and you can also sway the consumer to try, but you can also change the experience that people have. The reason why I don't frequent a lot of cigar lounges is because my platform is too big to overlook certain things.
Right.
If I come up in here and say, and I see shit that's going wrong up in here that's fucking up the experience, if I see if somebody cussed out a customer in front of me or kicked them out the lounge, I'll be on the internet the next day. I'll be like, hey, Akron, Ohio, the Toya Tobacconist here. Check it out, man. I visited such and such and such and such. Do not go back to that place. But I wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
do it until after I tried to talk to the ownership or the management. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because I can't get seen being in places that don't hold up, that's not good for the brand. But it's
Right.
also for P to know, don't come in there and put your product up in there, bro. Don't even waste your money. Don't waste your
Mm-hmm.
time
Right.
and gas driving over there trying to pitch your product. They gonna misuse the product. They gonna misuse the guest that's gonna try to spend the money on the product where you know to steer away. You know what I mean? So we all got a job to do, and I think the more that we start thinking about the business component of it on the underbelly keeps us in a position where we always know what's going on.
Right.
So y'all, I really really enjoyed. I've been on here like shit 2 hours with y'all now. That's cool. Um,
Yeah.
brother finna go get dressed. I got two weddings. I got a wedding that's a wedding that start a late night wedding that starts at 9:30, and then I got a bachelor party before the wedding tomorrow. I'm doing the bachelor party and the wedding tomorrow. So I'm finna get ready to go put some more in towards my I done already clocked my 10,000 hours now. I'm headed towards the 20,000 hours now. So I'm gonna earn some more hours. You know what I'm
There
That's
you
what
saying?
I'm
Go
go.
put
talking
some more
about.
hours
Keep
in.
clocking.
There
Keep
you go.
clocking,
Yeah,
Hey,
brother.
I don't care. I don't
before
care.
you go, before you
Hmm.
go, please for those who are interested in following my brother Satorio Tobacconist and also the new Avenger to the crew, please let them know where they can follow you at and all that stuff.
Okay, family. I'm a new Armin Ra. You can find me on I think all of the social platforms that I'm on, at Sartorial Tobacconist. That's Sartorial. Sartorial means well dressed, well tailored. And if you ever go click on my page and check me out, I'm definitely laced and whipped and dipped on a bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can find me at anytime. If you
Check.
got any questions, man, please feel free. I'm very sociable. I try to respond to a lot of stuff. Glad to be part of the Avenger family. You know what I'm saying? He said I researched that and my phone crashed. You know what I'm saying? It's a very some very semantically based nomenclature. You know what I'm saying? So Satori is another word for dandy, if you will. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just follow me on all platforms there. I'll be in and out periodically. I'm gonna try to catch every Saturday, but some Saturdays, man, Saturday is really my get to it days.
Yeah.
But if I'm not on the chat physically, guys, I'll definitely be, you know what I'm saying, here in spirit, to support what the brothers got going on. Thank y'all for having me.
For
Having me.
sure.
Looking forward to y'all getting a lot of money as y'all deserve. You know what I'm saying. P, it was good to talk to you. You know what I'm saying. Good to talk to you. See you for the first time. I talked to Fred before. You know what I'm saying.
I say,
Stogie
brother. I
Brody, good to
appreciate that.
yeah, yeah, yes, indeed, brother. Got a chance to hear you talk, and that's my type of putting on. You know what I'm saying. So much love and respect to you. You know what I'm saying. I hope that y'all keep, you know what I'm saying, keep at it. Start asking for your bread, please. Um, You know, you ain't got to at least your slice of the pie. God said he ain't promised he ain't promised yearly bread, he promised daily bread. So just keep
Right.
asking for that,
Right.
and you will get that. There's money in this.
Agree.
It's plenty of money in this, brother. It's plenty of money in this. I just think a lot of us love the craft so much that we do it for the love of it, and that's a good thing. That's the start of prosperity when you can do it for the love of it. But people who love it, want to be able to live their lives doing it. And in order for
Hmm.
you to live your lives doing it, you got to pass the offering plate around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying? You
may
gotta
it
pass
be.
the offering plate.
Yes.
You gotta
So may
pass
it
the
be.
offer. Yeah,
You
Right.
so
you
far
gotta
it be.
you, you gotta bring ism to realism. You know what I'm talking about?
You know what I'm
It,
talking about?
you
You know what I'm saying?
all day. You
Terrestrial,
gotta bring
terrestrial.
ism
You
to
know what I'm saying?
realism. Yes,
You
yes,
gotta,
sir.
you gotta cross through the arc. You know what I'm talking about? So
Yeah,
you gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that. So I think as we build and talk more, I think that there's a beautiful opportunity for us to, and particularly for y'all to kind of monetize what you're doing, where it's not necessarily in everybody's face that you just got to come do that, but you are also able to make some money and make have some moments for yourself doing what you're doing. I watch
Yeah.
other people doing it. I'm a living witness that it can be done. I'm doing it in real time. You know what I'm saying? And still being able to be yourself too. So that's a
Yeah.
huge part. It deserves to be compensated without you doing what you're doing, brother. I hope you do not forget that no company right now who is out here making money selling their cigars, please do not think that they don't have 50 plus people watching social media accounts in Reddit groups and all these groups seeing who's saying what. They may act like they don't see you, Fred, Roll. They may act like they don't see you. Trust me, they see you. They know
Hmm.
exactly who you are. They know exactly who you are. You just ain't knocked on their door and asked for some more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
fact.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? You need to do that. I know you see
Mhm.
me. Let's act like it now. Let's get reciprocal in our relationship. I love patronizing you. Patronize me.
Right.
Fact.
Bless me with the product that I like to smoke. I'll talk about it. Give me a little bit of money so I can keep what I'm doing going. You know what I'm saying? That helps us both. You know what I mean? And they really ain't got no choice but to oblige. I'm a living testament to that. I went from corporate America, you know what I'm saying, the service and everything, to the point where I'm clocking chickens doing what I love. You know what I'm saying? I'm clocking really good chickens. You know what I'm saying? I'm
That's what I'm
clocking some
talking
major
about.
chickens. I'm almost making
Yes, sir.
uh I'm definitely making more than rappers. Uh Definitely. I ain't at a NFL salary yet, but I'm definitely making more than rappers for sure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
That's
able to
all that
put a
matters. Yeah.
legacy. Yeah. I'm putting a legacy behind for the kids, man. Just one brick at a time. So that's why Fred's always in the truck ready to make that quick exit. Hey Fred, you got a Southside fade, bro?
You
You
already
know he got
know,
a south side. You see it?
you already know what it
You
is.
see that south side?
Say, man,
That
you
boy,
hey, you
that
already
boy
know
got
what
a
it
south
is.
side. That boy
You
got a
Hey,
feel
south
me?
side.
and
You
since I
feel me?
known him, hey, we was on live one day. He was like, "Man, y'all don't know nothing about this." I said, "Man, that's the South Side." Dog looked at me. He
A
said,
south
"P. Ray,
side.
hold
Say,
on." I said, "Bro, I'm
say.
well traveled, man. I got cousins look like you."
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
feel me?
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah. I
say,
got,
I keep it real still, Dallas to the thrill. You feel me?
you
It's
know what I'm
what it
saying?
That's what I'm
is.
That
talking
boy got
about.
a south.
Tell
That boy got a south
that boy
side.
got a
You know what I'm saying?
he got a for real South Side though.
That boy got a real one too. I said,
Got a
Yeah.
okay.
real
Yeah,
South Side.
that boy got a skinned up on the back. I
You
said,
feel
okay, I
Yeah,
me?
see you. I said to the
You
skin.
know what I'm
Okay, I see you. I
yeah.
see you, boy. I
He
see you.
tight.
Okay,
He
real.
all the way high and
Okay.
tight.
Well, he say he from Dallas. He really from Dallas. Okay, he
He
really
from
saying?
do
Yeah,
that.
Dallas,
real
Okay,
talk,
man.
yeah,
real
yeah.
talk.
Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. I had lived in Dallas, man, for 2 years, man. I had the fat back and everything. You know what I'm saying? At
And
one
I
point,
that boy, he had that sag or the booty.
yeah, I had a shag.
You had
Yep,
the
I had a
sag.
shag. I had a
Ain't no
shag on.
wrong with it.
So I had one. I ain't never went quite south side, but I did have a shag at one point though.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Well,
saying.
what
So
part of
yeah,
Mississippi you from? What part of
from
Mississippi you from,
Jackson,
I'm wrong?
From
Jackson.
Jackson.
Okay, my
Yeah.
Hey,
people down
hey,
at
me,
Elkhorn, Larned.
me.
Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, out there on the Reds, man. I got some family in Port Gibson out there. You know what I'm saying. Got some family
Okay.
from Port Gibson,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, right around the corner. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, got some family that
Right
went
there. Okay.
went
Yeah.
to Alcorn, kicked it on the reservation. You know what I'm saying.
Yep, right
Yeah,
there
yeah,
on the
yeah.
trace.
Yeah. People see I can see him from a mile away. Oh yeah. So man, much love to y'all fellas, man. I can't wait for next week, man. I got some more stuff I'm gonna talk to y'all about offline. How we
For
can
sure.
actually actualize what we talking about.
For sure.
And you know what I'm saying, and get that going. But until next time, man, I love y'all, much respect, bro. And I'll see y'all next. Let's see y'all later, home.
All right, my dog.
Peace and
I no
blessings,
doubt.
brother.
Love and respect.
I'm Araf.
For sure.
Musetti, the original Sabetti. I appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah. You know your shit too.
Yeah, yeah.
we got we got
I,
to we got
I,
time we got time to build.
I say, brother, we gonna get to it.
I say peace.
Yeah, y'all. So listen, man. Listen. All right, man. Shout out to Anu, man. Love having him a part of the crew, and that's the reason why. That's the reason why making the decision to add him to the panel has been, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, P Row in the industry, but I wanted to also have someone else that's just as knowledgeable as P Row is in the industry, and also is a little bit deeper as well, because he's all in the business side of it, and so.
Yes.
And that's we have this. That's what I mean when I say this show is a lot different from a lot of others. Like yeah, we gonna get into the nitty gritty of a lot of stuff, and so it's just the fact that when we for us is that we make this show a different feel. This show, in my opinion, this show is the barbershop. This the cookout. You know what I'm saying? This is the culture that we bringing this culture to the YouTube platform, and you're gonna see it on another platform soon. So
Hmm.
with that being said, man, P-Ro, you got anything you want to add, man? Anything new that you got going up your sleeve? Because I know y'all got
Hey,
shit up your
man.
sleeve.
Hey, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just slinging cigars like Cadillac cars. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm just kind of keep on moving so I don't get stale. That's it. My granddaddy used to say, "You sit still too long, your ass gonna get stale." So you know what I mean? I'm just trying to stay like fresh bread out here. You know what I mean? And just keeping it coming, keeping it on the move, keeping it warm and ready to get out there and get sold. You know, we got to build. At the end of the day, it ain't a lot of brothers that's just willing to put their pride on the line and put their sword down sometime and build. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be able to put a conglomerate of good people around us. Like I said, it ain't nothing wrong with counsel, but you gotta
Right.
choose the counsel that you receive. So you got to make sure it's good counsel. Having good counsel around you, man, and receiving it and soaking up good game and being able to utilize the tools around you is all a part of gaining good wisdom. And when you know better, you do better. So it's time for us to start doing better. You're doing the right thing, homie.
Man, I appreciate it, dog. I really appreciate it, man. And of course, listen, we if we can get AZ on here to talk to us, man. AZ, we gotta have AZ. I know for sure we're gonna get Peter on here. We for sure gonna
Hmm.
have a Cigar Avenger Unbanded thing going. Like for sure. It's in the like we gonna have that in the works for sure. But we gotta get AZ on. AZ don't like showing his face, man. So we gotta get him on,
Oh,
even
come
if
on.
he don't like
We'll
showing his
put you in a
face, bro.
witness
Which that's
protection.
fine.
Don't worry about it. We'll put you in a witness protection. We got that pixel shit we can do.
Yeah, and so I think if I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna ask Brother Anu myself about where else you can find his cigars. I don't. I think he has a website that's on his YouTube. I mean, not YouTube, on his Instagram that you can find him on. But I'll for sure I'll double back on that, and I'll have that answer for you. Or I'll just if he can show up next week, he can for sure answer that question for you, Brother Joe. And yeah, man. With that being said, man, we're gonna be out of here, man. It's been cool, it's been collective, and it's been great knowledge being spread on the, what I'm saying, on this platform today, man. So we'll see y'all next week, same place, same time, same time. As he said, the show get
Judge.
canceled. I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe it. But yeah, man, we love y'all. We thank y'all for supporting and watching and hanging with us. And we gonna see y'all in the next one, man. Y'all be easy. We
Hey,
out.
most most definitely. Peace and blessings.
Peace.